hip hop and wrestling.
My name is VSOP, hiphopandwrestling.com, and I am with my mans and them. We'll go from the bottom to the top. Go ahead, Nick.
Big Trav.
Nick Trav. Mr. Gold.
Stephen Gold.
And we got a special guest, a hardcore hip hop and wrestling head, Mr. Madison J. How you doing, sir?
County. How's everybody doing out there tonight, man?
We are doing wonderful.
Good. Yes.
We did a good job building before the show started, talking about the state of wrestling and how it is today as we go into 2025. Hot. Wrestling is hot once again. And it was a big weekend with the Rumble and some big developments with Raw. Just quick question. What do you guys think about Joe Tessitore?
That was Michael Cole, wasn't it? Tessitore on commentary, wasn't it?
Tessitore
you talking about SmackDown. You're talking about SmackDown, right?
I was talking about the Rumble. Wasn't he at the Rumble?
No, that was Michael Cole and McAfee.
Oh, okay. Well, where the fuck did I get Tessitore from? All right.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. What you gonna do?
But since we're talking about him, Gold, Madison.
Tessitore's great.
I think this dude is great. Like a duck to water, he took to wrestling very, very quickly. But what do you guys think?
I'm not gonna lie. I think he fits in. I think he fits. I think it's just time. Time. Jesse Ventura, his first time he came out, I know he didn't kill it. Gorilla Monsoon, I know he didn't kill it. Tony Schiavone, I know that. It takes time to grow and learn something new. And also, with wrestling and even with announcers, developing their character, because their characters as well is more than just, a name. They have to learn the nuances of other characters, other, wrestlers and whatnot. And, I just think over time, he'll just only, get better.
Mm-hmm. He's definitely going to get better. I loved his interaction with KO the last 2 weeks.
He's very natural at it. Because you got to think about people they brought from the outside in the past, like Mike Adamle. What's the other guy?
Walker, Jimmy Smith, something like that.
I remember, bro.
Yeah, they've tried multiple times to find like the successor to Michael Cole, and it really hasn't hit just yet. But this Tessitore character, he got it going on in terms of just being hype for the segments. Like you would think that he's been calling wrestling for a very long time, and he hasn't. So it's very impressed by that guy. But he was not in the Rumble. So
the other day you called him. You said he was sort of mean gene in him, and I was like, yes.
Very mean gene. Yeah, in terms of how he interacts with the wrestlers.
We're mentioning Michael Cole. I want to give my flowers to Michael Cole, man. Cole has been with the company for, quite a long time. He's outlasted a lot of the, the OG. He is an OG, but he's outlasted a lot of the, the past legends, in the announce booth. And it's crazy. His longevity is something that's, a lot of guys don't last that long. I think he's 20. I think he's about 20, if I'm not mistaken.
I was gonna say this thing about how long it was like Jim Ross and Jerry the King, man. They did it.
The funny thing is their tenure wasn't really that long.
It wasn't.
When you actually think about it, their tenure together, King and JR, which are kind of like they're like 1A, 1B to I'd probably say Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. They're probably like 1A, 1B, them and JR and King. Probably over, just off the strength of the
I was just about to say, is that your ranking? You're ranking Gorilla
and the only reason is because again, I don't want to go too far off because the Attitude Era. I've actually got some thoughts about the Attitude Era, but not now. But my point actually of that was I think that Cole is somebody who is I think his impact isn't as strong as the others, but again the longevity, the consistency, because Cole, both JR and King, they had some health issues, but also they had some, I was about to say off the court, their own personal issues of working through. Cole's someone who's been consistent. You know what I mean? He's been on the job. He's elevated matches, even just down to the Rumble. The man lost his voice. You know what I'm saying? Just that passion, you know what I mean? That dedication to the game. He survived quite a few errors, and he's still here. And again, I just definitely want to give my flowers to Cole, because I think when they announced it about his tenure, how long he had been there, I didn't really even think about it, because I was like, damn, he's been here since the Attitude Era. You know what I mean? So that's almost 3 to 4 different eras that he's, maintained and just stayed Michael Cole. You know what I mean? And I definitely, again, just want to, give my flowers to Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry the King Lawler's only.
Carrie do a
go back to the rankings.
Commentator ranking. We might have to come back to that one, Carrie, at one day.
That would be love.
Because Bobby Heenan, I'm a Bobby Heenan guy. Like, I fuck with Bobby Heenan when he was calling it. So because he was hilarious.
He was hilarious.
He was
talking shit.
Yeah, and the most charismatic way too.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
So
I'm loving Jason Ventura on Main Event too. Like Jason Ventura.
Yeah, he brings an old school feel to it. It definitely just. He's like, the ref got it too slow.
I love it.
I love it too.
I love that element that he brings back.
You're talking shit about the ref job doing it.
Who does that?
Nobody. That's the thing.
Right.
Just Jesse Ventura.
Exactly. And it's crazy because it's like, but I like Pat, like Corey in terms of what they bring. Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
Just what those guys bring. But I just, announcing, I'm like, it's a certain, I don't know if it's more of a push of making it kind of like UFC commentating or athletic type of commentating. I know AEW definitely kind of goes that route, but there's something that's just missing from the announcers in terms of how we talk about a Bobby the Brain, Jesse the Body, Gorilla Monsoon, Tony Schiavone, Gordon Soley. There's just something and Michael Cole to me is like, and not to go back to Cole, but he's kind of like the last of that. I
think the problem,
and
this is my issue with Cole, Graves, a little bit of Wade Barrett, some Vic Joseph, all these guys. Vic Joseph and Booker T, they had fun down on NXT. They just be talking.
Right.
But for some of the others, they just I don't know. I feel like they told that super company line, especially Corey Graves. Corey Graves be like, he be using buzzwords. It'd be like, man, are you say this shit like every week?
Right.
Yeah. So
I think that's got to be intentional.
It's intentional,
yeah.
And I think it was more so intentional with Vince in charge. I think Triple H wants people to show more personality.
Yeah,
and Corey has personality. I used to really dig him when he was on NXT, and then when he went to the main roster, started doing Raw and SmackDown, it was just like, oh yeah, he just super company man for sure. That's right. What I feel, but. Anyway, I don't mean to hold up the commentary talk.
No, I'm loving it.
It's good. Like they get extra with the WWE Universe watery shit every now and then. I like it when they call some wrestling.
I love the fact that Michael Cole, Pat McAfee does it, and I feel like Pat McAfee be saying shit that they don't want him to say because he'll refer to AEW.
Right.
Look, and Cole will get quiet too sometimes.
Yeah, Cole will be like, we ain't really supposed to talk about that.
Hey, I'm gonna let him do his thing
because they ain't gonna fire Pat.
No, they died.
They did, didn't they? One time,
they didn't fire him. He goes to do he has so much other shit going on. It's for them. It's probably like, well, he's bringing in eyes, so let's keep him around. And then he's like, well, if they fucking fire me, I'd hate it, but I got so much other shit going on. I don't need this.
He does.
I think unless it was something crazy, I don't think they fire him.
Never. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like he's part of the reason they brought the Rumble to Indianapolis.
He is the sole reason.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say the sole reason because it's still a big, nice stadium.
I'm about to say Lucas Oil is like that.
Yeah, but Pat McAfee, that dude is on another level of popularity. It's kind of ridiculous. They never had an announcer like that who can actually wrestle too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So.
I'm glad they brought him into the fold. I've been pleased by Pat's presence all the way down to, his match with Adam Cole that he had. I was like,
I was like, what the fuck?
This guy gets it. You know what I mean? This guy gets it.
He gets it so much, and it's one of those things. It's like you can tell with his commentary, he's just a fan doing commentary.
Yeah.
He's a fan. He's like, I can't. You can tell by the way he's talking. He's like, I can't believe I'm in this fucking chair. I get to sit and watch Raw every Monday night, up close and personal. You can tell by the excitement in his voice.
Right.
So that's why I appreciate him.
And that nigga love Jey Uso, bro. Loves Jey.
You know who else loves Jey Uso?
Who?
Well, it's not
Everybody?
it's not Stephen Gold. Gold think Jimmy the man. But as we saw,
No, come on, man. Don't come on. Here we go.
as we saw, as we talked about last
Jim.
week, I now granted none of us predicted Jay to win, but I had brought it up that there's a strong possibility that he could, just based off that promo he did about saying that he could beat Gunther, and I was like, what are you hinting at, right? And here we are, Big J main event Uso is the 2025 Royal Rumble winner going to WrestleMania. And right now they're making it seem as if he doesn't know who he's going to pick, but we kind of know. We know he's going to pick Gunther.
Gunther, yeah.
What other reason would he pick Cody? He's going to pick Gunther, and I think he's going to win. However, let's just pause for a second. Yeah, I think he's totally going to win. But in terms of him winning the actual Rumble itself, were you surprised that it happened?
I was. I thought it was going to be Punk all day. I really thought it was going to be Punk. Or Cena.
Cena was my pick. So when he was down to the last two, I was like, go ahead, throw Jay out.
But let me tell you why I knew it wasn't going to be Cena. Because like they kept promoting him with Elimination Chamber. Like every time they showed that Elimination Chamber commercial, was like Cena was like the face of it when it first came out. I was like, oh, that's
why would they promote it if he's going to be the Royal Rumble winner?
That's true. I didn't even think about that. I guess I assumed that it could have been like a singles match. Start pumping some of these singles matches out of the way since everybody want to see him in the ring the last time with a bunch of people, whatever. So yeah, but I did not expect Jay to win that shit. Jay, like Kerry said, when he did that promo on Raw, like I could beat him. I was like, okay, man, he could win, but he still wasn't my pick.
Yeah.
I think the Saturday night main event was it's oddly enough being it was a title match. It still was. It threw everybody off because they're like, oh, they're not gonna let Jay's not gonna win because he just had a title shot. So what sense would that make to have that? But for me, I absolutely love the fact that Jay won. I mean, I'm talking about I absolutely love it because what we're getting is it for people who've been following Jay.
Yeah,
you're getting like a mini Cody story, like a finish the story type. So for Jay, there's people who are pissed off that he won because they're like, oh, they feel like Jay can't wrestle. Oh, he just got a title shot. Oh, what sense does that make? But I'm like, okay, this is wrestling 101. This is a guy who's consistently trying to get a job done, who's took himself from a tag team superstar to being a background foil for his cousin Roman, to actually getting his own wave. Main event Jey Uso, getting being in these prime positions. Because on some real shit, he actually has been in a lot of main events, even not with winning. But this is wrestling. Winning and losing is very subjective. It really, that doesn't matter. That's like somebody in a movie getting killed. It's a part of the story, But also with this story that we're getting Jay getting the confidence, winning fans over, showing that, hey, I'm glad y'all fuck with me. I'm with y'all. I got this movement going on. Y'all are fucking with me. All right, bet. Now it's time to slay the beast Gunther. Because that's what he's been worked up as, is like kind of, your Brock Lesnar aura of just almost unbeatable. And the fact that Jay hasn't beat him, it's almost like a Rocky situation. It's like he's going to beat that underdog. We've seen it before with Daniel Bryan. We've seen it with Kofi Kingston. This kind of fits within that same mind frame of that guy who's trying to get over the hump and finally achieve his I guess dream. But in closing, it's like on some real shit, when you go back and when he does win this title, you got to think about the year that this man had. They said he had one of the worst matches last year in WrestleMania. I don't know. I
It
definitely
was
know
the worst
card.
match.
It was
Yeah, they
It's
said
all
one of
versus
the worst.
brother.
Yes,
Yeah.
him and Jay.
Brother versus brother.
Jimmy was
Get your
awful.
ass out of here, Jack Perry.
So this man is about to main event one of the days and become the champion. Mind you, he's Intercontinental champion. He was Royal Rumble winner. This man is about to have like a banner year, and the fact that he's a veteran, you know what I mean? He's a veteran. That makes it even more sweeter, man. But for me, this Rumble, I've said this was the most stacked Rumble, and I did some research. I'm talking about 1992 has always been kind of the standard, the benchmark. But bro, this definitely is up there, if not greater. Because I went through, looked through the lineup. I said, bro, you got like over 8 former world champions. You know what I'm saying? In this just here. And I think it might be 10 former world champions in some capacity. A world champion. And then on top of secondary titles, US, IC, bro, at least I think almost 70% of the people in there have been a champion. You know what I mean? In some capacity. This Rumble was crazy. So honestly, they really could have went so many directions. But the fact of Jey, and what would shock me is if they did, we did the whole Gunther thing, we threw you off. Guess what? Cody. We'll hit Cody. Roman wants to say, Jay's like, Roman, you know what I mean? Hey, I can beat you. You know what I'm saying? I can beat you too. I can hang with you. If my cousin can, you know what I mean? For the lineage, I want to get that belt back. You know what I mean? I'm challenging Cody. You know what I mean? That I think just because that'll be a whole new element, a whole new build-up leading into WrestleMania. But long story short, so long, I don't want to go on a tangent, fellas. I think Jey winning is definitely something that's got everybody talking in some light, negative or positive, which I think has actually helped the Rumble out even better.
Yeah. I was very happy for Jey. And it's strange enough, although I'm really big on not seeing the same match over and over again. He's wrestled Gunther twice. He's had multiple title shots that he hasn't won, but for some reason, it still feels somewhat fresh to me.
It does.
Like this is going to be.
Energy.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's just it's just like I don't know. I just feel you made a great comparison to Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston, the Kofi Mania, and the Yes movement. This is just like that. Like right now, you got to strike while the iron is hot. Now here's the one thing that I think I talked about on the last show we did. If he was to beat Gunther, which I believe he will, I think we all believe that he will. And get the whole stadium doing the dance with him, yelling "Yeet" with him. I think that is a great moment. But one thing I'm concerned about is would he hold that belt past SummerSlam?
That's where it gets tricky, man. Ain't no telling.
I had predicted that Drew would be the one to take it off him because I don't expect
Drew
him.
McIntyre?
Yeah, I think
He
Drew.
did say that. Yeah,
I think Drew would be the one to take it off of him. If we're going to get it back on Drew, he'll get it off of Jey Uso. But I don't see Jey Uso having this dominant year-long run. But maybe I'm wrong.
Honestly, I feel like that's okay. I think everybody doesn't need to have this, super lengthy run because then that'll get redundant. Like, this person's about to have the belt for like 8 months or a year. Like, mind you, one of the things that made the Attitude Era, which is kind of one of the, the most revered time period, was, hey man, we're getting these crazy matches on free TV, and also the unpredictability. So that's how you get a Mankind winning the belt on a Monday Night Raw. That's how you get a Stone Cold coming back the next night to win the title after beating, I think it was maybe Kane or Undertaker, the next night on the pay-per-view, which is kind of like, damn, that was unexpected, you know what I mean? But I think if Jey were to carry it to SummerSlam, I think that would be great. You know what I mean? Whatever is good for us as fans and to keep us entertained and locked in, hey, go for it. Shit, he could have a 2-month reign, you know what I mean? Lose it at at Backlash, But I just think it's all about creating the moments. Also, making sure you have some type of legacy, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that Jay's legacy, what he's building, it has, real benchmarks on it. So I wouldn't want to a month reign, I really wouldn't. That would kind of make me tight. It's like, damn, what was the whole point of winning? But if let's just say SummerSlam, if you were to lose against whoever,
and
He
that's
got
how I
at
felt.
least 2 defenses.
Yeah, at least 2.
defense,
At least 2. A Backlash.
But I can see that.
What's between Backlash and Money in the Bank?
I think
Hey, Bad Blood, is it?
The Bad Blood's in
I think
October.
Bad Blood's in October. It's like, I think it's an
I think they're
international
back to back,
pay-per-view.
aren't they?
Well, maybe they're doing something international before then. I can't. For some, don't they
Yeah.
have a Saudi Arabia date before Money in the Bank?
Night of Champions?
Night of Champions,
I think that's
Crown-
like in September if they still do that.
Crown Jewel.
King of the Ring might have been there last year, actually. King of the Ring was in Saudi Arabia after Backlash, I think it was.
Okay, yeah, because King of the Ring determined the SummerSlam contender. Okay, got it.
Right, because Gunther won.
Got it. Okay, so Jay's going to win the belt unless they pull a swerve on us, which I'm very excited to see that. Long reign, short reign, either way, a historic reign to see someone else in that family on top. So that's pretty dope. And this is also another indication of sometimes it takes this long to get there. Because I don't think 2 years ago we would have thought that we would see this. Just like 3 years ago, I didn't think I would see Cody being the man in WWE, but he is. And so now here's Jay's chance to be the man. And I know, we talk about Jimmy. I joke around with Jimmy, but did you notice, Gold, on SmackDown, who was eyeing him in the back? Nakamura. Did you peep that? I'll say look backstage and see who's looking around. Maybe Jimmy will get his WrestleMania moment and beat Nakamura. What do you think?
Dope, man.
What do you think about that, Gold?
That'd be dope, man. Like I said, man, I think and Madison, we was talking about like who was better on like cutting promos, like Jay or Jimmy. And I think Jay has a little more personality than Jimmy. And I think he's a little more confident when he like cuts promos. And that was my personal opinion. But
You were saying Jimmy over Jay.
Jimmy over Jay.
Jimmy over Jay.
Yeah.
Mhm. I think Jimmy like speaks a little more confident, and I think he has a little more personality than Jay.
I think they're character-wise, they're almost like two different things. Mind you, let's even go back a year. Jimmy was the heel, Jay was the face. Jimmy, I think his dialogue was, for what it was, he was a little bit more detailed in terms of, okay, hey, X, Y, and Z. This is why this is why that. Jay counteracting that. But as we've seen, Jay, and it's not a bad thing. He has grown into like I don't want to say a caricature, but like he's bigger than this. He's got the yeet thing going. I mean, it's just it is what it is. But Jimmy is, it's no taglines. It's like just me getting over dialogue and X, Y, and Z, why this, why that. So for me, it's two different things. Jay's going to get you hyped. Jimmy can do that as well, but I think Jimmy, because of what's required for his character, with his dialogue, his promos are they're more layered. You know what I mean? They're more layered. And just, I think his personality as well is more subdued than Jay's, So that's crazy. I think it's just, again, two different, I'm like apples and oranges, because Jay's going to get me hyped, but Jimmy's going to drop some gems that it's like, okay.
And I think Jimmy's a little more funnier.
Yeah.
He's funny as hell.
It's like when you're in class, I can only imagine, because at the end of the day, they are working. Like, they're working. They're at their job. I can only imagine, man, being with my family members, being with the homies, being with the bros, working. Like, I go back and look at some of those older skits with those dudes, man, and them with Sami Zayn and that.
The Waffle House.
Bro. It reminds me of episodes of Martin, when Martin be going crazy and they got to hide the laughter, you know what I mean? I'm looking at these boys, man, like they're cracking up doing this stuff, man, entertaining us. And it's a beautiful thing to see, because they're a very talented brood of people. That's one thing I always tip my hat to the Bloodline. It's not like, to me, it's never been a thing of nepotism. It's, because these guys put the work in. They're just extremely talented all across the board. So
and it would also be a difference. Like I can even see it from a nepotism standpoint, being that the entire family has not been on top. They've been relevant, but when you think about who in the family's been on
Right.
top, who has it been?
Yeah.
Roman, Yokozuna, Rock. But Rock's kind of like honorary. But in terms of the Inoue family, Yokozuna, Roman, who else who's been like the top guy from that family that you can recall? That's it, right? But the family's been there my entire life. That family has been on TV, going back to the Samoan SWAT team. So I'm with it all day. I'm happy to see this.
Me too.
So me and Nick were talking, Gold, that if Jimmy was to win at WrestleMania, the U.S. title, then maybe him and Jey can have that moment in the ring, kind of like Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit had at WrestleMania 20, congratulating each other and whatnot. That would be pretty dope. Thinking about the comparison between the two, and I think Nick may have made this reference as well, pretty much Jey Uso is Jeff Hardy.
He's the most talented out of the two.
He's the one that the fans connect with the most.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
I like that one right there.
And then
I connect with the most.
And then Jimmy's like Matt Hardy. Dope, appreciate it, but just the connection isn't there.
Yeah. Missing something to connect with the audience.
One thing I do want to say, even though it's called main event Jey Uso, I don't think he's actually main eventing either night. I think that title match would be like an opener of one of the nights, or probably because this is what I think. Because like, especially if they do like we were trying to project some of the matches, like it's not going to be more anticipated than like Roman and Seth. It's not going to be more anticipated who we think we're probably seeing. CM Punk is probably going to face Logan Paul. I definitely just don't see them actually main eventing night one. I think it'll be this. Obviously, we don't know the matches, but I think it'll be Cody, John Cena night 2 main event, and then something else. But they'll have.
So you call it? You think it's gonna be John Cena and Cody?
That's what I think. Yeah,
but
I've been saying that. I don't know if you remember. I've been saying John Cena, Cody.
We'll get to that
that's
shortly.
Who's challenge. Like that's who's challenge. Like I was telling Carrie this as well. Before we get in the weeds, because we're still talking about the Rumble, but I think somebody made a suggestion online though, because the way that press conference went after John Cena lost the Rumble.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh man, could we actually see a John Cena heel turn just to get the 17 championship?" And I was like, I don't think so, but that would be so fun.
I would love.
He could pull it off. He could pull it off too.
That would be
fun.
I'm gonna go back. I think they have to. You have to have Jey. If sometimes I hate talking in the context like this, but if Jay's gonna win, you have to have him close out, because it's gonna be one of those closeout moments of like fireworks going off, the pan of him with the belt. You finally did it. Yes, you can't have that as an opening moment, because it's gonna like the crowd is gonna like it kind of like kill. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, like Damian Priest.
I'm like
Damian Priest holding it up in the beginning. One thing, Jey Uso, the way the crowd's going to react, throwing their hands in the air to the music, like the pyro. Yeah, it got to be last. At least on night one. It's a night one thing.
Okay. We'll see. I'm just saying we gonna have like.
Well, so we have a whole nother predicament because of this, right?
One last thing about the men's Royal Rumble.
All right.
That I felt too was that I was glad Jey won, because this was the first time in like a long fucking time where I was like, okay, now I feel like anybody can win the Royal Rumble again. Because before it was always like every year you're like, you kind of know who's gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
From last year, you knew it was gonna be Cody. You knew it was gonna be Cody the year before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody knew it was gonna be
Punk, and that's why they didn't do it.
The only reason I thought it was going to be Punk was just because of the Cinderella story of him winning the main event WrestleMania, which may not be the case whatsoever this year, which is the predicament that we're in. But let me ask you, because Jay brought up something very interesting with comparing this to the 1992 Rumble. That's the one that Flair went the distance, right?
Yep.
Right? And Hulk Hogan was in it. I believe Sid was in it. A lot of folks was in it.
With a tear in my eye.
With a tear in my eye. This is the greatest moment of my life, right?
Greatest moment of my life.
So how would you all of you, how would y'all rank this in terms of excitement and unpredictability amongst all the Rumbles that you've seen, assuming that you've seen all of them?
It was good, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it was well put together.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
And it was, yeah.
Top 5.
Top 5?
Easily. Top 5.
I agree. Yeah.
Outside of the actual who won it, it wasn't many surprises.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I'm still trying to get on the train.
Fucking with you, man. I knew Joe Hendry was gonna come on. You cannot have Joe Hendry like not being a Royal Rumble. We know who's gonna be there.
Oh yeah, because especially when they started to deal with TNA, we knew he was gonna be there. I'm just saying, as like I'm not a full-fledged Joe Hendry guy.
Yeah, I'm not on
I'm
that
not
train
either.
yet.
But that goddamn theme
train.
song is catchy. It's catchy as fuck. It's been stuck in my head.
100%.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah, he's got that, no pun intended. He's just got the wave, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he's a special talent. Because this is one thing, and people going to Jey real quick, people try to, he's just got yeet, and people like his, people, he just gets, bro, do you understand how hard it is to connect the people?
Especially
Like,
this way. Like this
let's
way.
really think about, like this, in this way.
This way. Naturally, organically.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I mean, the people are going to gravitate towards what they gravitate towards, but this is an organic thing that's gotten over in any walk of life. And then going back to Joe, like, bro, people connect with it, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that I think when you have lightning in a bottle, you gotta use that.
Oh, he's got it. I'm not on the Joe Hendry train.
Oh no!
No, for that shit.
No. And I won't even saying like
just because this nigga got a little song.
Nah,
he got a little
crazy though. He's underground. He's like underground hot right now. He's mixtape.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And obviously, he's going to be WWE bound.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
They got to. They have to.
Go back and look on YouTube and look at his entrance and look how that crowd reacted when he came out, yo.
Oh yeah, this
might
have been the biggest pop.
Mm-hmm.
They went crazy.
They did.
They could also fuck it up too, though.
But they didn't need too many surprises because, like I said, this was probably the most stacked Rumble. Like when
it
was that. Like it was one of the most look forward to Rumbles I remember. I always get excited. I think any wrestler fan always gets excited for the Rumble, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Even though, like I was saying before, like I feel like I always know who's gonna win it, or at least have an idea of like 2 to 3. But this one. This one I was like, I don't know who's gonna win it, and I was just so excited. I was like, such and such. Like I remember naming people off and being like, "Oh yeah, such and such is gonna be in it too." Like so, it was stacked. It was definitely stacked. It had me excited the whole way for weeks.
And I'm not even gonna lie, I definitely thought Randy was gonna pop up, man. So
that's another thing. There's a lot of people that didn't come back that we thought were gonna come back, like Randy. Luckily, we got AJ back.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a good surprise. I like that too.
Crazy because he's been going for a minute, but he hasn't been going that long. But it just feels like he's been going long. He's been out since October, but it's like, damn, bro, I feel like you've been out for like a year or something.
He gonna freshen up the world title picture on Raw. It's gonna be nice.
I was gonna say, I think it feels like he's been out longer because he ain't really been doing shit last year.
That's probably what it was.
Well, as soon as he came back, remember he got hurt.
Yeah, right.
That as well. That's true as well.
He feuded with what? LA Knight.
LA Knight.
And that was pretty much.
Then he had the program with Cody.
Cody, yeah. They had a good,
that's what it was.
They had that good match.
Then he left.
Yeah.
And he was a heel too when he was like feuding with Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a heel with LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he came back and got hurt in the match with Carmelo on SmackDown.
They need to run that back.
Yeah, happy to see him back in the mix. But now I got to dive deeper because, Madison, you said top 5. And you said Royal Rumble 92 was memorable to you. All right, I need you to tell me the other 3 if you can say them off the top of your head.
The one, it was in Madison Square. I think it was when Cena came back. Cena came back from injury. Like
that was Madison Square Garden.
Yep, Madison Square. He had the
torn pec.
Yeah.
That and just the for one, the ambiance, that set, because Madison Square always is gonna have an obscure set because it's just that rantway. You know what I'm saying? That small little rantway. Madison Square.
The way it used to sit on Madison Square. Now they just let everybody come out the side like regular shit.
Yeah, which is like, I don't like that.
They used to have Madison Square. It always have the ramp right back here.
Right, yeah. I don't like the, because I'm like, it gave it a, you know what I mean? It gave it a distinct feel, which is that Rumble, which I always like that.
Was that a SummerSlam or a Rumble where they had the car over the shit?
That was the Rumble. That was the 2001 Rumble.
That was one with
Jeff
Stone
Hardy.
Cold ripped it bitch up, won't it?
Yeah. It's Jeff Hardy. I think he jumped off of it. Well, not jumped off of it, but in front of it when I think it was Hardy's and Dudley Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had just like maybe a ladder match, or it was some type of match, but I put that up there. See, the Rumble, I don't think it's any from the 2000, but probably the Rumble 90 to me, and it's sentimental 95, and it's crazy because they said that was like one of the weakest because of the lack of star power, but I always remember it. It was the first one that I saw, second, 94, then 95, but I always remember the moment of Shawn eliminating the Bulldog. Thought he was eliminated. The next thing you know, because as a kid, I really thought the Bulldog had won. And I was like, oh shit, he won the Rumble. Next thing you know,
talking about with the 1 foot? The 1 foot hit the mat, and he
1 foot hit.
Yeah,
skinned the cat, came back, threw Bulldog's ass over, and I was legitimately pissed because I thought this dude that like got eliminated. They even played his theme music. That is just, it was memorable for me, and I always like that ending because that was the first time we saw like that 1 foot thing. Is he in? Is he out? Oh my God, controversy. You know what I mean? Outside of Luger and Brett the year before. This one was just like, okay, somebody, it's controversy, but only because they actually were able to get back in and then eliminate somebody. So that 95 Rumble, so 92, 95, 2000, and trying to think, what was that? 2008 with Cena? 2009?
That was
none of the
2008.
Stone Cold Rumbles.
So what's that? 3? No, 4? Because
he won 3 of them. There was one in San Antonio. Stone Cold was in. He was the heel. He whooped everybody's ass. It's just the roster.
Because that led to the Final Four. That led to the Final Four, the next pay-per-view, because he was technically out.
Yeah.
The first one he won. The second one he won when he faced Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
And then third one when he faced The Rock. Probably, I think maybe it might be. It might. That 95, I think actually is trash, but I think it was the sentimental reasons. I think sentimental. I don't think Brett was in that Rumble. So yeah, the lack of star power. But I might have to. That might be an honorable mention. So I might still got 2 slots because I actually something in the 2000s, like you said, that Stone Cold era. Some of those were dope. But it's just the lasting impression. I can't off rip. I probably have to go and rewatch them to really get the But I definitely want to big up this past Rumble because it was just the star power and all the moments for me. Like it really felt like a special Rumble. It just gave a vibe of like, okay, we're watching some special shit. You know what I mean? A lot of dope interactions. Penta, Ray. It was one that I didn't even catch up on with Santo Escobar and Penta. You know what I mean? They had some whole little Lucha Underground shit going on.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
I didn't either. Santos, he used to wear like the Phantom mask.
Okay.
You remember the Phantom? He had that mask and they had a little, so I was like, wow, but a lot of those things were in this Rumble. And I was like, oh yeah, this is up there with 92. Because 92 again is always held as the pinnacle of the Rumble. But I was like, nah, this one right here, you got, I mean literally Cena, Reigns, Rollins, Punk, Priest,
McIntyre.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It was stacked.
Miz, Sheamus. Again, like Braun, like these guys are literally former champions, you know what I'm saying? World champions. So just again, if
Not to mention guys that aren't champion yet that are like.
That's what I was saying. You got mid card guys who like AJ Styles, and even though he's not mid card, but
that's a former champion.
That's what I'm saying with the list. Like this Rumble, really, we saw something special, and I think just over as the time progresses, it's going to be held in a very high esteem and regard. And I also like the fact that it was really only 4 matches. Rumble usually is going to be that because it's like 2, especially since they added 2. But that it was a nice, concise package overall. Good quality 4 matches.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think they definitely delivered overall.
What do you think about the potential that the Rumble could go to 2 nights, like every other thing's going 2 nights?
They better cut this 2-night shit out because
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's one thing for WrestleMania to be 2 nights.
Yeah,
SummerSlam don't need to be 2 nights,
like,
dog.
Okay,
I agree.
Rumble don't need to be 2 nights, dog. Like,
how much money do you think motherfuckers have?
Yeah.
Huh?
How much? It's like how much money do y'all think people have?
You know what's gonna fucking happen? They gonna set one up, like, cause just like everything else, ebbs and flows in popularity. Like, it's gonna happen. They're gonna do one of these 2-night shits, and fucking night 2 or night 1 gonna be like nobody there because fucking they couldn't sell enough tickets. Shit, and it's just gonna they be like, all right, next year's 1 night, and it's like, all right, yeah. Come on.
I hope that gets pushed into by next year. Seriously, I hope people do that for this year. And then next year they could go that because it's just, and I haven't been or attended. I just hearing what people have said, and it's like, I think just it's almost with wrestling, we're a special breed of people because this is almost like it's a fellowship. You know what I'm saying? It brings out a little bit of everybody. So the fact of that, I was seeing people of all walks of life be like, yo, man, this is kind of crazy. But the fact of we're here to see wrestling, we want to support what we love, but it's becoming financially almost too crazy to go to, especially WWE events. Those shits are becoming like,
The prices are ridiculous. I go to WrestleMania like every year, and this year I couldn't go because they priced me out. They was charging $700, $800 for nosebleeds, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Hell no, motherfucker. Perfect.
No.
I love these drops.
Thank you. Yeah, so I don't know about my WWE live event future if they keep pricing them out this way, but SummerSlam is going to be a telling on whether this 2-night thing works, because SummerSlam is not even the most lit pay-per-view.
It's not.
It's not. Now, Royal Rumble, I could see that, it's an hour-long match, right? So ladies 1 night, males the other night. Money in the Bank, I can see that. War Games, I can see that. I don't want it. I'm just saying that I could see it. But SummerSlam is going to be the test. But I don't want to see 2 nights of Rumble. Honestly, I could do without 2 nights of Mania. But depending on the card, I mean, 2 nights of Mania is like the Blueprint 2 CD. It could have been 1.
I can do 2 nights of Mania rather than like 4.5 long hours of it.
Yeah.
I'll do like a 5-hour show. Give me 10 matches and an intermission.
Either way, that's another reason shit's too long. They put these goddamn too much fluffer between matches, man.
Video packages and shit. Yeah.
It's just video package. Look at the convention center. We had everybody at the convention center. Look at this thing we also did. I don't give a shit because I'm not in the city. So let's get to the next match.
I'm with you. Let me go ahead and move to the women's Royal Rumble winner,
Charlotte.
Now we predicted it was going to be Charlotte. Quite frankly, now this was not the women's Rumble wasn't necessarily unpredictable. But I am surprised by who didn't show up, like a Becky Lynch. But
I'm surprised too.
But Charlotte coming back, announcing that she was coming back and winning, it made sense to me, at least for the potential matchup of her against Tiffany Stratton. But going by what happened last night on Raw, I don't know. But what do you guys?
Trying to throw us for a loop, man. They trying to
100%.
It's gonna be her and Tiffany.
That's fine.
I've always said it's her and Tiffany, but now I'm like, I wouldn't mind seeing the rubber match.
Yeah,
they are 1-1 at WrestleMania. You might as well. Hey, I don't see.
we done spent the last 2-3 weeks trying to figure out who Rhea would fight at WrestleMania. I don't know, but what did you think about the win overall and the match itself too?
The match. I kind of like the match for this very simple reason of like this is the first year outside of Trish Stratus. They were like, this is just like WWE roster women. Like I can't remember too many like people that are not on the roster, which is saying a lot, and it's very good. They've developed so much talent over the past couple years. Like it was impressive. Like outside, were there any other like what's the word? Legend acts that were there that you can think of outside of Trish?
Just Trish.
Would you consider Nikki?
Yeah, well, Nikki
Bella, yes.
Nikki Bella
was in it.
Yeah.
But I've heard she's actually like signed a contract to be back to like do shit. I don't know if who wants to watch her wrestling too much no more, but
what the fuck did Nikki Bella do?
I just be reading a lot of rumors. They said she re-signed.
Same here.
So
that was a deflating number 30.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
I associate Nikki Bella with like the Divas title era. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
She was the last Divas champion.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Charlotte.
Not the wrestling revolution, not the women's revolution. I don't really. She was part of it when they were beginning it, but
the early stage.
But I don't think she was instrumental in its success, especially the way it is now. Like she came back, and I'm like, okay, good to see you, but. Same thing with Alexa.
You can't hold a torch to half these young bitches.
Right.
Right. Nah, she really can't. That's why I'm interested to see what she'll bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she'll cultivate the young talent. I mean, it's fresh matchups across the board with a lot of the new talent, right? Maybe she's here to put people over, but I don't necessarily want to see her in a title mix. Unless it's IC US maybe, but
like she knows what she's doing, but like don't put her in a ring with Bianca. Bianca about to embarrass her.
Right.
Yeah.
Gonna wrestle circles around her.
You'll be a pullover coach, VS. A pullover coach.
100% pullover.
Straight up.
100%. So Charlotte's winning. We don't know who she's going to face, but she's back.
Did not like that.
You didn't like her being back?
Charlotte coming back?
No, coming back. Yes, winning. Nah.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Yeah, didn't like it.
Who was your preferred?
I'm about to say, who would you prefer?
It wouldn't even matter because this is okay. It's almost like it's a Cena type of thing.
Okay.
For Charlotte, you don't need the Rumble to get a title shot. That's my only right.
Right.
Now the statistical shit that goes with her winning, I'm all for it because Charlotte really is her. You know what I mean? She's the greatest to lace the motherfucking boots up. You know what I mean? That's just it is what it is. But also it's like, damn, I would have loved to see somebody else get that spot. But I don't want to knock. Like I just wasn't feeling. I think somebody else easily could have been in there to develop some new stories. Charlotte could have won an elimination chamber next month, and got her way that way. But the possibilities of what she could do, I am excited. The trilogy with her and Rhea, if they decide to go that route. Because one thing with Rhea is like every match that they've had, she's leveled up. Physically leveled up, as well as popularity. She's leveled up, and she's at her peak right now. She's on a level of where her and Charlotte are, outside of Charlotte's veteranship, popularity wise and character wise, they're on pretty much on the same damn level. So
I think she's surpassed Charlotte.
Yeah, she's pretty.
She's surpassed.
Because Charlotte has longevity in the name, and she like you said, she is that one. But Rhea, I think it's that thing about connection. Whereas Charlotte, it's just like how good she is. You see it, you accept it, love it. Right. Rhea's just like, hey, y'all been seeing me grind. Y'all like that I'm like weird, and dark, and shit, and I'm like y'all like that I got ass. Charlotte ain't got ass. Like y'all, like fuck that. Yeah, Charlotte, like she is the one. Like I think her like she has surpassed it. Even though I'm a Charlotte, I ain't gonna say fan. Like respect. You know what? Yeah, it's respect, but it's almost like with Ric Flair. As a kid growing up watching Ric Flair, I was just like, I don't fuck with Ric Flair.
I didn't either, but I respected him. I'm with
But you respect it. Charlotte, I've never been like, oh yeah, I fuck with Charlotte. I don't really because she acts like she's better than everybody, which she is. She's proven it. So it's just like they both have this aura of like, oh man, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
I was hoping. Well, I was cool with Charlotte winning, I guess, but I would have much preferred either Nia Jax or Bianca Belair to win. To be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
When
mind.
when Nia Jax was like just throwing everybody over the top, I was like, yes, this is great. Because, Nia Jax just had a great... Did I say Bianca or did I say Nia? When Nia was throwing everybody over the rope.
Both.
I said both? Goddamn.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. What you gonna do?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think you messed up. You said both as in you wanted to see one of them win.
When Nia was throwing all the women out, including, Bianca and all them in that big cluster, when she threw out that big cluster of girls out, I thought that was
ain't
dope.
like that, yo.
I thought that was
I
dope.
didn't either.
When it was like 5 women like hanging
On the side of the apron.
all of them.
I love that
I
shit.
ain't like that shit, bro.
I
ain't like it.
Didn't like it?
I would have been more impressed if they were all somehow inside the ring and she made all of them go over the top.
Clothesline them or something.
Right.
But them just hanging on. Like it's like you can tell they even got into place. It's like, come on, man, what y'all about to do? And then they did it. It's like, really?
Right.
Y'all really just gonna get rid of 6 people?
Yeah, it was very cheap.
Yeah.
It was a good way for them all to get eliminated at one time, but without looking
I ain't
bad.
gonna lie. That was, if in terms of the work in the Rumble and pace, that was very smart. Hey, they said
It was. Look, the timekeeper was like, look.
Straight up. Hey, let's get it going.
Because both Rumbles, because sometimes you see this a lot where it's like there's like a lot of eliminations, but both Rumbles had it to where like the rings filled up pretty good before people started getting eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to see like how many people can we get in this motherfucker before we start throwing people over. So that was cool.
What did you think about Lash Legend and Jada Parker?
I like Lash, man. Lash, she looked good, man. The big old motherfucking stallion powerhouse coming in there. Yeah, she was dope.
Okay.
Lash is about to be big.
She's about to be huge, I think.
Think so?
Like she impresses every time.
Yeah.
Every time. She's about to be a big deal when she finally get moved up. And then Jada's a star too. There's something about her. These black women are taking over.
Yep.
Female wrestling game, bro.
Yep.
The rise of the melanated women in wrestling right now, it needs to be studied because we're looking at something that, as wrestling fans, you got to think, brothers. When in our younger days, what sisters did we have? Jacqueline.
That was it.
Then Jazz.
Yeah.
That was forgettable, but yeah.
You AEW got like one. My favorite right now is Queen Amanada.
I like Peace to the Queen. I'm rocking with Athena right now. I got to give
Athena's
Jesus,
bro.
Don't even get me started, bro.
And I'm not to stray off, but I don't like to be on Tony Khan's body about how he runs his company.
No, this nigga's fucking up.
He's dumb as hell.
I know what you about to say. That's why.
How do you not have the longest reigning champion? And we're not even gonna say Ring of Honor because she's just champion in your little world vortex, AEW, and how do you not? And she's not on the main show.
Fucking ridiculous.
You see how excited I am in my box right now.
At least one match, at least one in terms of a title defense or something like. I'm like that's something that needs to be. I ain't gonna say studied. It needs to be investigated because is there a gripe going on? Like, because why has she not been on AEW programming? Fuck
right.
Ring of Honor. I mean, not. It is what it. They got the
Ring of Honor. It's not the same Ring of Honor.
He
it's not the
needs
same.
to be on fucking Dynamite
TBS,
weekly.
Bro,
Dynamite.
What are we doing?
Send Layla Gray. Send Layla Gray to Ring of Honor. Bring Athena back. Bring Red Velvet back. Hell, Tiara Hogan. Bring her back.
You don't know who we talking about. Go. Athena is Ember Moon.
Amber Moon.
Oh wow.
Her name is
Athena is killing it. She's been champion since she fucking basically got to fucking AEW.
I know she's over 500 days as Ring of Honor.
Like she's on her Roman Reigns.
Yeah, she might.
They don't have her on the main program.
They do not.
Bro, she has
for
not
whatever reason.
Dynamite, Collision,
Years.
Nothing.
Years.
I don't even think she was on Elevation. I think that might have been the peak of what she did was Elevation.
And she's killing it for them. Not killing it, carrying them. She's carrying the whole Ring of Honor brand.
Yeah. On both sides.
Her championship is more important than Chris Jericho holding the Ring of Honor world title.
100%.
That's boo-boo.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
But again, these women are really doing a lot of great things. Shout out to Red Velvet. You know what I mean? Ring of Honor TV champion, women's TV champion. That's dope to see. You know what I mean? Her being her come up. You know what I mean? Through AEW to where she's at now. Going to WWE and NXT is just thriving so hard off the sisters, bro. It's like it's something that again I didn't think we would see, but also it's something that I could foresee, but it's just to actually see it, because at the end of the day, we know sisters love wrestling too. They rock with it. They wanted to be like, yo, what's it like to get into that ring? You know what I mean? What's it like to get slammed on the mat or hit a move or come out, in an entrance way? They want to taste that too. And they really stepped up to the plate and just done amazing things. And what we saw in that Rumble, to have those 4 women do they did the Spider-Man, the 4-way Spider-Man pose, like that right there was monumental. And the fact that it was the start of Black History Month. Yeah. That moment right there is something that needs to be framed, because to have Jada, Lash, Bianca, and Naomi, bro, to have them do that and to
don't forget about B Chin. B Chin is she claimed being black, man,
and she is. Shout out.
No, and I'm just saying, like most mixed people, sometimes you got to be like,
right,
you black too, no, but she'd be like, yeah, I'm black.
Yeah.
She's special too, man. She's funny as hell. I follow her on
Ruka's the next big thing. Forgot about that.
So Ruka, she black too. So
and Kalani
Jordan.
Can't forget about her. Carmelo's boo. It
is a great time for women wrestling, especially black representation.
Yo, isn't Sasha Banks in AEW, right?
Yeah,
Sasha,
shit. Oh yeah, the queen right there.
That's my legitimate favorite right now.
Yeah.
The boss, the CEO.
She put her resume right now. The past year is been stellar.
Yeah.
It's been stellar.
Yeah.
Got to give props to Mercedes Moné.
Yeah,
Willow Nightingale.
Nightingale.
We probably keep naming for days.
I love Willow Nightingale. That's my boo.
And listen, Willow is she's such a special talent, and I think that like she is literally that organic aura in the flesh. Like she is just how she's been able to get over just being herself and being positive in a world of wrestling in the new millennium where people like want you to be a badass, have a hard side and all that. It's like she's just been able to get over being positive and being giving out that type of aura and energy. And it's just dope that she's able to thrive and be that as well. But man, just the fact that we're even talking about these women like this is
yeah, it's great. It is great.
Yeah.
Gold, have you ever seen Willow Nightingale?
No, I haven't.
So how we say Naomi's a sweetheart and should never turn heel? Same thing with Willow. That's what Willow's like. Just a sweetheart. You can't help but love her. She is dope. And she's dope. She holds it down in the ring, so don't get it twisted. She'll do a hardcore match in a second. She will braid her hair back.
She's not bad on the eye.
Oh yeah, she's beautiful for you.
It was like, yo, like the women nowadays, yo, they be going harder than some of the dudes.
They do.
Like, the matches be more exciting.
Yeah. That's why I was talking about Nikki Bella. I was like, shit's changed. Shit has changed in terms of the athleticism and the way they perform. Like you got to keep up with Bianca, and Bianca moves 150 miles an hour as it is.
Yeah,
so
nonstop.
So I'm with it. A nice problem to have. And the great point you made there, Madison, about it being the beginning of Black History Month and them having that moment. It was just a great moment. But what was also great was Chelsea Green trying to get part of the action.
Oh yeah,
love Chelsea.
I love Chelsea.
I love Chelsea.
She was like,
right,
with her hair and shit. That was fantastic.
I'm trying to get a part of y'all. I'm trying to get a part of the movement, a part of the wave too, and it's like, nah.
Yeah.
Beat down.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, I love that.
So I guess so. We got Charlotte as our winner. We'll see what happens next. I guess Elimination Chamber will spell out who will be going for the other title, whichever one Charlotte doesn't choose. But I'm definitely thinking she's going after Tiffany Stratton.
You too. I feel that too.
That storyline makes sense to me. Little young buck Tiffany Stratton, arrogant, did more in her first year than a lot of people did in their whole career. So Charlotte's going to come. Well, see, here's the thing, because Charlotte totally was a heel last night. I mean, yeah, she was totally a heel.
They was booing her.
She came out as a face.
She came out as a face.
She left as a heel.
She left as a heel. Right. So
like,
they can't. Her and Tiffany both can't be heel at the same time. Someone got to be face, and I don't think it's going to be Charlotte.
Well, yeah, because Tiffany's been getting cheered, so it might as well be Tiffany to be the face of the match.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I think people just by default wanting to go against Charlotte. Most people by default will choose Tiffany, and like Nick said, the fans were already kind of conditioned to have her be like a face. So it's just the script writes itself. It would be interesting to have them be kind of tweener, as opposed to hopefully Tiffany, because she is definitely great in the face role of what she's been doing. I think. Not to say I wouldn't want to see her as a face, but I don't want to see her all happy-go-lucky just
exactly. Yet. I don't want her fucking signing autographs. I don't want her fucking pandering to the fans. I want her to be the same mean girl, but be like, hey, y'all cheer me at least.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm interested if this is the route that they go. I'm interested to see what the buildup is going to be, because you it's like they're different, but they're very similar. As well. So it's funny. Charlotte, she started a whole thing of, even though I don't know if Jey is going to NXT, I doubt it. I don't think I recall, but Charlotte, when she did the whole, I'm coming to NXT too. I'm going to holler at the Raw champion, SmackDown, and I'm going to NXT too. And I thought that was just really dope, because it put a level of unpredictability. I think with this one, when she goes to NXT to see Julia tonight, which probably is going on now, it'll probably it'll be a dope interaction. But we kind of already know which way they're going with her and Tiffany. Probably Friday we see that develop more.
Yeah, I don't see Charlotte wrestling at Stand and Deliver. I see her on the main show. Probably going against Tiffany.
Well, if she wrestled Julia, it would still be a WrestleMania.
Would it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever she challenged Rhea for the first time at WrestleMania for the NXT Championship.
Oh, okay. I forgot about
pandemic.
That. The pandemic mania, I kind of put
the Buccaneers.
Well, it was still supposed to be a regular mania. Obviously,
yeah.
would happen.
Yeah. Good point.
It was supposed to be a regular mania. It just turned pandemic.
Yeah, I don't see it being
3 days
Julia.
Before fucking WrestleMania or whatever.
The main WWE audience doesn't know who Julia is yet, going by her reaction when she came out. So it's going to take a while for them to really get to know how dope Julia is. Same thing with Stephanie Valcour.
And Zarya as well.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, not Zarya, excuse me, Delta.
Yeah. So.
No, it's Zarya. She's Zarya here, right? Yeah,
she's Delta.
She's Delta here.
Delta.
Is it?
Yeah. Because they got the whole,
well,
not Delta as the sorority, but the whole the triangle thing. It's Delta.
Is it?
Or is it Zarya?
No, it's Zarya.
It's Zarya here.
It's Zarya.
But that's her name is Delta.
Yeah, Delta in Australia.
She was Delta. Now she's Zarya.
Yeah, she's Zarya.
Okay, part herself.
It's all good. It happens. It all happens. All right.
That NXT women's roster is ridiculous, though. Actually, as I'm really kind of sitting back and thinking about it, they've got a pretty solid ass roster.
That's the best. That's the best part of NXT to me, is watching the women. They go hard. They go so hard in the ring.
Literally half the show is about the women. It's a 2-hour show. Half of it's about the women, which is dope. I'm not saying anything wrong with it, but I remember I was telling Louis. I was telling one of our homeboys. I was like, "Oh yeah, they just signed Jordan Grace," and he was like, "Do they need any more women?" I was like, you gotta fucking keep flowing them through. You gotta keep,
man.
Yeah.
Wait, so she's going to NXT. She's not going to the Raw, SmackDown roster.
I think she's going main roster.
Jordan Grace.
I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, Jordan Grace is going to the main roster.
She's going to the main roster.
Oh, I thought you said she's going to NXT.
He was just saying because NXT is building so many fucking women coming up.
Oh, gotcha.
He was like, do they need to sign anymore? I was like, yeah, but do they need to sign anybody? They're not necessarily, but you just got to kind of keep bringing them in and mixing it up.
There's a potential that some more people could, be on the free agent list. Shout out Britt Baker. You know what I mean?
She get destroyed. She might as well be Nikki Bella.
Yeah, you read my mind.
Get your ass out of here, Jack Perry.
Because I was sitting here like,
that's the way I feel, at least.
She wrestles like a Nikki Bella, like that type. Too many steps in the ring. The way Asuka, the movement, the way Asuka and Bianca move versus a
it's
Nikki
different.
Bella or a
the way you hit the
Alicia
ropes
Fox.
something.
The way you hit the ropes, the number of steps you take in the ring.
There are certain women that can just kind of get away with it because they still tell that story. Because I don't love the way Becky Lynch wrestles either.
No,
but I don't mind watching a Becky Lynch match.
She's a good storyteller. And she connects with the crowd. I love Nia Jax. Nia Jax.
I'll be like, God damn, this match was good. But she, all right, she ain't that good, but she killed it.
Yeah. Right. Same thing with Nia. I love Nia Jax, but I ain't gonna give her no, Hall of Fame 4-star anything. She just does. She does what she's supposed to do, and she does it well. And depending on her opponent, she'll shine. And with the wrong opponent, it might be a little too left feet going on.
Maybe I need to be more. Accepting of whatever Britt Baker might bring to the table. I guess because I was never a huge big Baker fan.
Just star power. I mean,
she'll get an eruption if she showed up.
Yeah, she has the personality for WWE perfectly. It's just when the bell rings, it's okay.
Yeah, I think that'll get over extremely just the same way it did in AEW. And also what I'm noticing is like, okay, because TK, he obviously gives some basically free range to people in terms of promos and all that good stuff. WWE, more consolidated because I'm looking at Penta, his presentation and all that is more concise, more, Penta, superstar, this is somebody that you need to be. And I think with Britt, if she were to come over, I think the same thing. It's like she just would be given that star power treatment.
We keep delaying this Royal Rumble talk, but I also wanted to ask because me and VS were talking. We were like, every time somebody comes over from AEW, they get treated like fucking superstars. Started with Cody, it's Penta now, even Ethan Page on NXT. Like she could come over and be a star, and it's one of those things. Do you think she'd fit better going to the main roster or NXT better first?
I say put her on SmackDown.
I think if she to help out NXT, go there. But in terms of if you got some storylines already written up, and got her in place and all that good stuff, send her the main roster. But I think on some, let's get you acclimated to our system, kinda. Even though I think she's already ready. Hey, let's do a little light NXT run. All right, get her ass to the main roster, but not there too long.
Not there too long. Maybe just get in there.
Definitely don't want to do that too long. So
wreck shop with a quick little 3-month title reign.
Right, like this isn't Sean Spears. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Main roster is the goal. No knock to Sean because everybody has a role. You know what I mean? Right. And I rock with Sean.
Outside of him, he's the only one that came back from AEW. They were just kind of like, let's do this.
And I rock with Sean. I like.
I do. I'm a guy that fucks with Sean too, but
he doesn't have a connection though.
Right.
Yeah. It's all good.
He doesn't.
One day he'll main event WrestleMania.
One day, you never know. Would you think Jey Uso?
We said with Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay's there, so you never know.
I mean, he's there.
I don't get it.
I mean, stranger things have happened. I'm like, yo, okay. So, it's like music. All you need is one hit.
Yeah.
To take you to that, all you need to do. I would like to say this, and I hope I'm not straying too far off, because I saw with the rise of Jay, y'all know who else they like. Oh, well, what about him?
Hold on.
Who?
Let me think about it.
He had the
Sammy?
same thing last year. And
wait, say it again.
Oh, what? He was popular, and why didn't he get it? Why didn't he get a title shot? Why didn't he get? Why wasn't he?
LA Knight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Night.
Okay. LA Knight.
Yeah, that was very weird. Like
Yeah.
him losing that to him losing the US title to Nakamura, that threw me off. I was like, what? Wait a minute. Like he's popping, like he had a build up. It's like, why did he lose that to Nakamura?
I think because the way I saw
That was a curve.
the way I saw it was they used Nakamura as a like a they had just repackaged Nakamura, right? Like with his comeback, like he was already healed, but he came back as Dark Nakamura with the samurai mask, all cool and shit, with the changed up music, you know, more. Yeah, so I think it was just kind of like we want to get him over as this new Nakamura, and that's why he beat LA Knight.
So you think LA get it back?
No, I think Jimmy gonna take that.
I think it's been too long now. He
Yeah.
should have got, if he was gonna get it back, he should have got it back like 2 months ago.
Do we think that LA is the LA Knight wave? Is that done?
No,
In
he's still crazy over, like crazy over.
But
Crazy.
they need to.
But
They're gonna have to do something. Well, he's gonna lose it though. He's gonna lose it. They got to do something.
there ain't no
Here's the
room.
thing.
There's no room.
I don't
for
know
him.
where he fits in.
Right. There's no room unless he goes
And
to
I
Raw.
think that, and Nick, that's why I think, because again, there's so many factors that go into booking. You know what I mean? Hey, somebody might have, I'm about to have a kid, so I can't carry the title at this time for, hey, I'm about to go shoot a damn movie. Hey, I'm injured, or hey, it's just, where we're traveling to, I don't have a visa and I can't come. And I mean, there's just so many factors that we, sometimes know, and sometimes stuff that's unbeknownst. So it's like, okay, again, LA losing the US title, him not, did he ever, he never got a world title shot, did he?
He did.
No.
He wrestled Roman.
He wrestled Roman.
Roman.
Before he got the US title, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right. Then he hasn't, it's kind of been in limbo since losing the belt. So I'm like, but again, going back to where it's like, all you need is just one hit. Literally, all you need is just one storyline, one interaction that kind of can put LA Knight in that scene. But again, kind of what Nick was saying, where does he fit? Because it's very, this is, looking back as we're looking in real time now, this era is so hot because you got so many different stars that, guys are, you got a Logan Paul who can come from anywhere and he can get into like a spot like, you got McIntyre with his, you even got somebody who kind of is out here outside looking in on the bubble on some March Madness shit. You got Karrion Kross. He can
What are they gonna do with him?
And I love what Carrie is doing right
Yeah,
now.
mind you, him and Sammy, you know what I mean? They might, whatever the case may be, there's so many different possibilities. So we look at a guy like LA Knight right now, popular and over, but still, where do you fit into the sitcom? You know what I mean?
Here's
great
another
problem
thing
to
that
have.
I was saying last week. It's like not only is like it's stacked, but everybody is healthy right now. It's sort of like who is hurt right now, and we keep talking about like, okay, Becky's supposed to come back, Asuka's supposed to come back, fucking Alexa Bliss just came back. Like, not only it's like somebody big is not going to have the spot on the card at WrestleMania that they think they should have, because like I feel like you got to have at least like 4 to 5 women's matches by themselves. They could do a night by themselves probably. I think they could probably kill it right now though, because they got way more
Now,
talent.
now they could kill it. Well,
I could kill it.
it would draw. I think it would draw.
Yeah,
I think it would draw.
better.
Maybe not an NBA sized arena, but 3,000, 4,000 seats. I think they could do it. Like, it's only gonna get better.
I love these female wrestlers, man. They fucking beautiful, athletic, and doing their goddamn thing, bro.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Madison, like how do you feel about the tag team division, man? Like, do you think it's kind of like mediocre? Do you think they need to come up with some more teams? Like, it's just kind of weird right now. Like
It is. I think they're trying to get back on track. I think since they have split the titles, it was especially that early stage. It was trying to establish, hey, it's 2 titles. No longer unified. We're not under that bloodline reign anymore. We've got Raw, got SmackDown, but separated. I think as of right now, where it's at, think it's mediocre. It definitely could be better. But also at the same time, WWE has kind of, because of how much, mind you, they've got a stacked roster just overall, tag team, women, main event, lower card, mid card, whatever. They're pretty stacked. And I just don't think that tag team wrestling is a high priority for them. It is just a part of the show, and we'll get it. It gets in where it fits in. I like the War Raiders. I mean, I definitely like them. They've had it's been up and down for them, injuries, name changes. But I think finally, they're kind of getting their groove. They've got a good thing going right now. Then on the SmackDown side, we just saw Motor City, DIY do their thing. And that 2 out of 3 falls. Thought that was pretty dope. It's weird seeing DIY heel, even though they both, Ciampa and Gargano have been heel in their own capacity. But as a tag team, it's just so weird still getting them as heels, because it's like, you guys are, especially Gargano. Like I said, they were both heels individually, but just like, you guys just seem like some good guys to me. But they,
exactly.
they just seem like
falling into their groove though.
They are.
They're falling into their groove. Like I like Ciampa as the crazy dude, and I like
that's what I'm saying. Like
Gargano as the meticulous user planner. I fucking with it.
They did, and I think they did amazing work. Not even just with their own feud, but just separate. You know what I mean? Gargano when he had the way, that whole faction, and then Ciampa, with
Blackheart.
Come on, man, the Blackheart. The
Goldie.
belt. Hey, Goldie,
Yeah.
man. That was a time, and
Yeah.
they I think they're just exceptional before all 4 guys. But I think especially having the Profits insert themselves in that match,
Which I think they're heel.
I'm gonna say,
Are they?
I think they're neutral.
I think they're gonna try to be heel, but we're gonna see how the crowd.
and it's like
they tried heel before, they
tried
just got cheered.
2-3 times, and I'm like, it's just keep like Esther said, just be neutral. You know what I mean? We're on a mission. We don't fuck with anybody. We don't like heel teams. We don't like, Pretty Deadly. We don't fuck with y'all. We don't fuck with fucking Motor City. We don't like DI. We just want the belts, and we're here for the smoke with anybody.
AEW would pull off the neutral better,
Right.
because WWE just like you the one or the other. For the most part, that's how they usually are. So we'll see. One thing, if they're gonna be heel, they gotta change the music. The music's too hype for them to be faces.
You talking about Street Profits?
Yes.
And y'all peep game. I called it too. You see how they changed their music?
They did. The new Vicious
game.
New Day.
Yeah, I called it. The New Day changed their music.
Oh yeah. That had to come at some point.
Oh yeah, they were straight up heels last night. They did a good job. I'm with it.
But what tripped me out is they were heels, before, like OG New Day with the same music. So I was like, but I just think kind of on some reinvention, they needed new music.
They needed some edge because they had bootios and pancakes.
even with the new
Get your
music,
ass out of here, Jack Perry.
even with the new music though, like with them having the same, I don't know, they're like even the graphics on Tron, and even like their ring attire was very not scary.
Yeah.
It was just like
it looked like
it looked like niggas that like anime.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of niggas that like anime.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll clip.
Right.
Yeah.
And I fuck with a New Day, but I mean,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say I'm not just a huge fan of anime, but I mean, like, they look like niggas that like anime. Like, I think Kofi had some shit on his vest that was very anime. I was like, I can't be afraid of you niggas.
Now, I didn't pay much attention to Xavier Woods' YouTube gaming show, but I assume it still exists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Up, down, down.
so he's just being Austin Creed on that, right? He's not necessarily being storyline.
Yeah, he's definitely Austin Creed up there.
He better still talk shit. That's how you get it over. You better just be a dick.
He's regular degular. He's nice. He's a nice guy on his YouTube.
Oh man, he need to switch it up.
Right.
You need to
gotta,
switch
you
it
gotta
up.
lean into the character.
At least talk about how he gonna whoop everybody ass. He gotta quit. He rage quit whenever he lose. Stop the stream early.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Toss the
Lean into
controller.
Yeah.
I'm with
We
it.
gotta switch it up.
Speaking of switch it up, let's go to this guy right here, Mr. Cena.
Cena.
All right, so assuming that he does get his WrestleMania title shot against Cody, that changes the game for a lot of the top guys in terms of what their trajectory is. Now, here's the thing. You made a good point, Nick, about Cena just saying, you know what, I am going to be in an elimination chamber. I'm not going to qualify for this shit. I'm just in it because I'm John Cena. And that seemed kind of
service guarantees me that spot.
Right, sounds kind of heelish. And why not? Does he need to do any make a wish shit anymore?
Yeah, we don't need to see John Cena qualify for the chamber.
He's just there. But Punk just had a qualifying match, and Balor's getting ready to have one, and everybody else. But he's just there. Now, is that going to play into the storyline leading up to it? Will he even be on television leading up to it, or he's just going to show up?
He will not. He's in Hungary.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Chamber. That's why I think they did the press conference, because they knew he wasn't going to be on TV.
Okay.
And he even said it at the press conference. He was like, "Yes, I'm going away for a month to finish filming a movie, and I'll be back for the Elimination Chamber."
Exactly.
Okay. Now, with him saying that, definitely leaning into kind of like a Hollywood type of, we could see some, a Hollywood Hogan, Hollywood Rock type of vibe. Just
Why not?
Throwing that out there.
Why not?
That would be, mind you, his resume, is as he's Hollywood. He's pretty much Hollywood in terms of the success that he's had there. It's signed, sealed, delivered, no ifs, ands, buts about it. Hence the reason why he hasn't been in WWE, just all that outside success. So for him, if he does decide to lean into that, that would, I think, would be dope, because we haven't seen that from Cena, heel Cena. We haven't seen that in so fucking long. So that would just be dope. I would have liked to see a qualifying match, just even if it's like I'm fighting Akira Tozawa or something like that, just only on the sake of, if, mind you, he's shooting a movie, but if not, just to keep Cena active, because it's like you don't wrestle like that. So just to keep your body good, just on some, so you're not, rusty and shit, mind you. Have a few reps, you'll be good for Chamber. Have a few reps, you'll be good for, Mania. Last thing we want to see is a rusty ass John Cena in this stage of what his career is going out as, just because it's like, this is the Kobe tour, so we want to see nothing but the best moments from Cena as he's going out the door. So I wouldn't have mind seeing a qualifying match, just to, obviously we know he's going to win, but just to see him stay active.
Now, as far as like not minding, it would have been fun, but like it doesn't bother me. Now, the one thing I don't want to see for the next month and a half after he wins the chamber is fucking him and Cody sucking each other's dicks. They respect each other. I want to see something. I want to see something real. Show me some animosity.
Well, that's why I want to see a heel. I want to see a final boss level Cena. You know what I mean?
We ain't gonna get that bad. The Rock is the Rock, bro. Like, he's nobody can pull that off.
Because even if he does turn heel, I don't think we're gonna see. I think it'll be a cheat to win scenario. I think we might see signs up until Mania, but we'll still be like, "Oh, John Cena's fine." It's like, but I wouldn't mind seeing some edge come out.
Yeah, you think like
we'll see
some low blow shit, then hit him with the FQ.
We'll see, because I think they know what we know. Mind you, they're two guys who are very savvy, especially Cody. You know what I mean, and Cena too, but Cody just because he's more active. Guys who are very savvy on what we say, the internet wrestling community, podcast, things of that nature, in terms of the character. That's one thing I love about Cody. He's very, in tune and aware. They know that, like, people are going to expect it to be on some Captain America, Superman shit. Like, I think this would be the perfect opportunity for, like the guy said, give some edge. Cena, hey, give a low blow shot to Cody. Give a low blow shot to Cena. You know,
I was just
really,
about to say, because I
really
know
really go there and make it personal outside of just, you know, especially if you guys are going, if you're going Ultimate Warrior Hogan WrestleMania 6, then make it, you know, make it worth our while. But then also you could give us Stone Cold and The Rock, you know, WrestleMania 17, you know, two faces. But hey, bro, this is personal, you know. Cena.
That build up for
Yeah.
17. I remember that like it was yesterday.
They just used it at the Pacer game. The Pacer game like last week. They used it a part of their, you know, the opening walkout. That's one of the greatest buildups of all time. Like every time I hear it, I get goosebumps. And
You talking about on the Limp Bizkit song?
My way,
the highway.
Yeah, bro. Every time I look at that package, like I get
because that's the first WrestleMania I watched live on pay-per-view. So that's why. And then for the longest, it's still my top 3 WrestleManias.
Most definitely.
Sure. Like probably top 2 is WrestleMania 40 last year and 17 maybe. I gotta think about it, but either way, my point being is like, what was my point?
Build up.
Oh yeah, the build up. So it's like even if it's Cody, like in fact, that's a question. Would y'all want to see Cody turn heel on John? That'd be cool.
I don't know.
That would be dope. I said I'm waiting on the moment when Cody turns heel. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna be.
He's more than capable of doing it. He did it in
my God,
New Japan.
So look, I told him, I was like, look, Cody gonna dye his hair black and he gonna start acting a fucking fool.
He's done that before. Here's the thing. So right now they can have John Cena, white meat babyface of the ruthless aggression era, versus Cody Rhodes, the white meat babyface, who does not get booed like John Cena. He's actually appreciated by the fans, but he's also the flagship, the face of the company, fighting for that. Or Cena could be a straight up dick and say, you know what, I'm gonna take this title. I want this 17th championship so bad that I'm willing to do whatever. And I think a heel Cena as champion with a babyface Cody chasing after it to get his lick back, I think that might be some good business for this run.
I would love to see Cena come out and say, you've been trying for the last 2 years, you've been trying your best to be me.
Yeah, there you go.
But you're not me. You wanted my schedule.
We got Cody in the suit.
Everything I did, but you're not me.
We got Cena in the jorts.
I'm sorry, I meant to cut you off.
Oh no,
the feud between him and Roman, like when Cena was like feuding with Roman, he was like, "It's called a promo, Roman. Can you do that?"
Yeah, he's Sunday.
Yeah, that was back on Raw a few years back.
Yeah.
When Roman was still wearing the vest, right?
Right.
He was talking shit.
I think we're gonna get a lot of shots like that because, like I said, those guys are very aware, so they're gonna go back and forth, like to at least, like I said, to give the feud some oomph, you know, outside of just, you know. But you just made me think. Talking about WrestleMania 17, and then talking about how desperate if you know Cena says, man, whatever I need that 17, whatever it takes. If I gotta even hit you 17 times with a steel chair, you know, and pin you, I need that. So is Cena willing to go to desperate measures, which would push him more towards a heel thing, especially post if he actually wins and gets the belt? You know, because what could be something, a possibility, hey, build up this heel Cena, and then you got a guy like Braun Breaker. Hey, this could be the new hero, or, you know, one of our heroes. Hey, come, but just kind of going hypothetical. But in particular, that Cena, there's a lot of room of where they could go with this feud with Cena and Cody. I just hope it's just not the generic way. But I think WWE is. I think they would give us a little bit of diversity when it comes to the character layers of what this is going to be. It ain't going to be just black and white. We're going to get a splash of color, I think, from both sides.
And let's not forget that CM Punk still got a favor too,
Roman.
So that could be incorporated somehow.
Well, see, that's another reason why I want to talk about this potential matchup, because at first, at least last year, I thought it was going to be Rock facing Cody. I don't think that's going to happen. Cena versus Cody makes sense for the final run. However, that eliminates CM Punk from his main event desires, unless he's in a main event that does not involve the title. I don't know. They got 4 world championship matches between 2 nights between the women and the men. I don't know if a CM Punk or a Seth versus Roman would actually end the night. So what does that do for CM Punk in his quest to be in the main event? He didn't say it had to be for a title, nor did he say it had to be him winning, but he wanted to be the marquee last match on the show. And keep in mind,
wait another year.
Well, keep in mind, look who's involved again. John Cena. When CM Punk was the world champion back in 2012, when he was hot, every single pay-per-view, John Cena main evented, and CM Punk did not, with the exception of Hell in a Cell when he fought Ryback. But for other than that, it was John Cena. John Cena had a main event against John Laurinaitis. John Laurinaitis versus John Cena was over CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan.
What was that? Fastlane?
That was in Raleigh. That was Fastlane.
That was in Raleigh. I went to that show.
I was there too, and I was like, this is fucking
ridiculous.
But now here we go again. CM Punk wants to be in the main event, and who's in the way?
So seeing a possible involvement from CM Punk into the world title storyline?
He might have to pull a Nancy Kerrigan.
I think that may play into more of a thing after the fact. But I think CM Punk's still gonna have to wait a year for it. Since they didn't, I think he'll have to wait a year for that CM Punk main event.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a CM Punk John Cena match in this year, because I think John Cena says he's wrestling all year till December. Like that's it.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have the title off of him by December.
Do you want to see John Cena wrestle that much right now in 2025?
I mean, the last time I saw him Beyond Rumble, he wasn't terrible. He can still wrestle,
and it's a lot of good fresh matchups too.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
give me him and Punk again. Maybe him and Randy again.
Him and Randy have to at least. I think because that's the Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker of the ruthless aggression era. They're the last outlaws, the last guys standing. They came up together. OVW. They're synonymous with each other, especially coming up in the PG era. You know what I'm saying? They're with each other. I think they got to give us one more to close it out.
And then I don't think I need another John or Cena Roman and Cena AJ Styles, but I would love like Cena Braun Breaker, Cena
Jacob Fatu.
I think Braun Breaker next like big match is gonna be Fatu, man. I think they kind of like slowly building towards that.
There's so many matches for Fatu. Fatu is so hot right now.
Yeah,
Fatu is gonna have he has to finish his shit with Strowman, and he has beef with LA Knight right now. That's what LA Knight's doing right now. It's kind of like fitting in that beef. And who did he fuck up? He fucked up Priest the other night.
Yeah.
So Fatu got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So give me him and Cena as well.
That'll be fire too.
I think we're gonna get I think we're gonna get some of these big dogs. Somebody's gonna be in a multi-match. I think possibly they might do Roman. I think I've heard Roman, Seth, CM Punk 3-way.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You might as well throw
for what though?
Yeah, you might as well throw Drew in there.
3-ways don't really work for me unless something's on the line. That's the only way they make sense.
A grudge.
After the Royal Rumble, you saw what happened or whatever. Like he was fucking with them CM and Roman. Like Seth. Kind of like plant the seed for that match.
And even then, I mean, you're right. It could be a 3-way. I never understand. For me, it's like something has to be on the line for 3-way to make sense. Because then it's like, who's the one bragging after the match if there's nothing on the line? I mean, obviously the winner, but then it's just like, okay, you won.
At least let a title shot be on the line.
Yeah, I know. Right. I'm with y'all.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. I mean, that's something, like, even on TV. Even on TV, that would be like a qualifier for something, a tournament or something. They don't do 3-ways just for the sake of 3-ways.
Right.
All right, so
Unless, well, yeah, it's either a title or the only way I would see that if they have all three title shot, or just like, hey, this is a 3-way grudge match. This is the only way that this beef is going to get settled. Just got to put these three guys in the ring and let them, and then kind of saying it without saying it. Obviously, the winner will have a future world title implication, just because, hey, dog, I just beat, such and such two guys.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's assume that Seth makes it into the chamber, and so does Roman, right? Maybe some shenanigans go down to where those three get eliminated because of each other or something that leads to the grudge match.
I don't think Roman's in the chamber.
You don't think Roman's in the chamber? With
this, he's gonna be out indefinitely shit. And he's taking another fucking break.
Yeah.
Like, damn, bro, what are you doing?
Right. I think he's taking another fucking break, and he'll be back closer to Mania. That's why I think with the interaction with Logan Paul, I think that's where CM Punk's future is, because it's money. It's money that we haven't seen yet. Logan Paul has faced every top guy in WWE except maybe Drew McIntyre and Gunther.
Yeah, I think depending on how they enter, I assume that Logan Paul is going to qualify and beat Rey Mysterio. So we'll get a chance.
Ray is not going to the chamber match over Logan Paul.
So we'll get a chance to see that interaction. But you are right. Verbally, it's money. Verbally,
that's why I was like,
Logan Paul.
That would. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about Jay, because that's a good enough world view wise. CM Punk versus Logan Paul is huge. It's huge.
Technically, Logan Paul is the reason CM Punk didn't win the Rumble, so I could see that.
Exactly. Like, he threw him out. Logan threw him out.
If he eliminates him,
in this chamber match,
yeah,
I think they're headed towards each other.
So
I can see that. I can see that.
What are you saying, Gold?
I can see that happening, but I'll be mad as hell. I definitely I want to see CM in the main event, bro.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I think it's main event worthy. I don't know if it'll be. It's definitely main event.
Get your ass out of here, Jack Perry.
Mania.
Yeah.
Logan.
You don't want to see CM in the main
title.
event?
No. I'm talking about Punk, Logan Paul in the main event.
No, hell no. No, I'm talking about, like, I want to see him with a title, like, in a title, like, main event. That's what I'm talking about.
You want to see him in the title main event? Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to see him versus Logan Paul in the fucking main event. Hell no.
How would he get there? Because his favor has really nothing to do with Cody.
Yeah.
Or
we don't know. We don't know what the favor is.
I think the favor gonna go down the road a little bit longer. They're gonna keep kicking that can.
Yeah, they'll hold on to that. Okay, now I remember what I was going to ask Madison J. But then I fucking forgot again. So
Well, let me tell you something, brother. What you gonna do?
Fuck. We was talking about Logan Paul, that bully. Okay, now I remember. Madison J. Here's the question for you, sir. Because we talked about this. We talked about this last week. Now I remember. We're talking about Logan Paul. We predict that Logan Paul is going to win that championship at some point, the main one. The question is when. And I predicted if he was to win it, it would be in Saudi Arabia. But what do you think? First of all, do you think he will get it? And if so, where do you think he'll get it?
Absolutely. I just want to say, definitely, big fan of Logan Paul in terms of entering into the WWE universe. I think he's somebody just, there's people that's like are tailor-made to fit into the wrestling world. He's somebody that's tailor-fit. His brother as well, but him in particular. Just tailor-made, you know what I mean? And he's got heel written all over him. He's just got everything down to a T, and he's somebody who studies the game. You know what I mean? He's very familiar with the world of wrestling. So just to see everything that he's done in these few years, beautiful. Love to see it. Because he's brought a lot of eyes, and he's brought a lot of dope matches and moments to the WWE universe. He's gonna win the belt just because I think it's good for business. You know what I mean? It's good for business. Me being older, especially just seeing guys like KSI and IShowSpeed. I'm like
Tyson was there as well. There was a fucking viral moment with Logan Paul with like 3 different social media stars that happen to be in Indianapolis from Saturday. So it's like as long as he can bring, 300 million, 400 million views every time he does something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
very good.
Imagine the views when he actually holds up the belt. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be insane and stuff like that, because you got traditionalists who are like, he doesn't belong in wrestling and this, that, and the third. And this is not a David Arquette situation. You know what I mean? This is a guy who, who's actually trained, who actually he knows ball. You know what I mean? We've seen it.
He respects the business as well.
He respects the craft. You know what I mean? And that's how. At the end of the day, I've never been against celebrities. You know what I mean? Coming into wrestling, I understand the business. I understand what it does for generating viewerships and things, shit like that. As long as a celebrity is actually giving, giving the business something that, that the business can sink their teeth into. That's all I care about. You know what I mean? I would never want to have someone who's there just for the check or just there, I have someone who's actually passionate about this shit and knows what they're talking about and knows what they're looking at. And sometimes they bought people that don't have that passion, don't have that love. They're just there for the name. And then they bought people that actually genuinely care about the shit. And Logan is somebody who I think definitely cares. But, just to see what he's brought to the table is just, it's been incredible. And it's only going to get better. And he's only going to get better. And I'm excited to see him go up against to go up against those big dogs. You know what I mean? See him go up against a guy like a Gunther. See him go up against a Damian Priest, or see him go up against a Braun Breaker, because, that's going to be a test of his resiliency. And even CM Punk, Seth Rollins, this is really going to be the test for Logan in terms of, hey, if I do get the belt, am I able to carry that belt and carry on the standard of what it is to, be a champion?
Does it happen 2025 or 2026?
Could. We're in the Netflix era now, baby. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Seriously.
Would it be the world or the undisputed WWE title?
I think first it'll be the world.
You think the world title first?
Yeah.
I agree.
I would say it needs to really to get it over. The it's got to be that damn WWE. It's got to be.
Yeah.
I could see him winning the WWE title, but I don't see that happening within the next year or two. I could see him winning the world title within the next year or two.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
You think he'll beat
some world title though?
Maybe he'll face Jey Uso.
Right. I could totally see him beating Jey Uso for it, and people being like, especially watching Jey Uso make the climb, and then the way people hate fucking Logan Paul, I could definitely see Logan Paul beating him for it.
He's a Raw star, so it makes sense to me. He'll at least get a title shot this year. Yeah, so actually, let me fast forward a slide real quick since we brought up Logan Paul. IShowSpeed, he showed up and got speared out of his fucking boots.
Which was the most watched WWE online moment in history.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So
when I tell you I was crying laughing at that shit was hilarious.
It was. He's the new Pete Rose. Yeah.
So you think that's his fate to get fucked up every year?
When he I think did because I don't want to get him mixed up with the KIS kid, but I think was Speed in the joint, the suit, or was that KSI?
You talking about in the Prime bottle?
Yeah, the Prime bottle.
That was KSI.
Yeah, that was
okay. What's Speed done? He's done something else on WWE, right?
He's done a lot of
this is first time. This is first time on.
First time in the ring.
First time in action.
He's been on TV before. He's been on TV.
Oh, okay.
I forgot who he came out with, but he definitely came out like the entrance ramp with somebody.
Yeah, I was about to say, but this as I was saying, first time in the ring though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, first time in the ring.
Okay. Yeah, I mean.
You gotta.
I'm just again older. I'm not into the streaming universe, so I'm not super familiar with Speed's game, at least on a surface level. Okay, he's a streamer, popular. All right, that's but just to I think these are things that are going to help attract new viewers.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this is how some of us got into the game via okay.
That's how you grow the sport. Honestly,
Say it again, bro.
I said, yeah, it's how you grow the business. You grow the
Yeah,
sport.
and I saw Dave Meltzer. He was complaining about the hip hop influence in Atlanta the other night when Raw was in Atlanta. I think it was either last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week. He was complaining and just saying how they got, and I'm like, okay, bro. First off, you gotta grow. Growth, evolution. Hip hop is here to stay. You know what I mean? There's nothing that anybody's gonna do about
It's
that.
pop music.
It's taken over.
It is pop music. It is
Yeah.
what pop music is, the definition of pop music. So, of course, WWE being in tune, Triple H being in tune, Netflix being an influence. Hey, we want these guys who are pushing the needle, pushing the culture. You're going to get a little baby, 2 Chainz. Mind you, they're in Atlanta. So what the hell, But, things like that are dope to see because, again, you're cross-promoting, getting people from different spheres to mix together. And maybe you might get a small percentage of people in this world to come over here and now they're hooked.
Yeah.
Especially getting younger people because, mind you, that's, I started watching wrestling when I was 5, 6 years old. You know what I mean? So just the fact of in my 30s now and I'm still watching wrestling and still following wrestling, that speaks volumes. But it's just I love the introduction of having these other people because it's hit or miss. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But when you have relationships and people come in and they really shake the needle like Speed just did, as someone such as myself to see that, I'm like, okay, now I might tap in with Speed more just to see what he's talking about because now you're in my world, a place where I like. Let me go into your world, see what you're about. Oh shit, damn, this dude IShowSpeed is actually pretty dope. Let me start watching his stream or catching clips of his stream, or let me follow him. And that's just how it naturally works.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nick. But now that I think about it, I think when we saw Speed on WWE TV, I believe he was coming out with Logan Paul, if I recall.
That's what it was. I'm like, but KSI was the one that was in the prime bottle. I forgot what he caught, but yeah, okay.
He got. I think he got splashed by Seth onto an announce table. No. Logan Paul jumped. Yeah, KSI he was on the table, and Logan Paul accidentally splashed him.
Yeah.
Was it WrestleMania 39?
Yeah.
Seth pulled him down.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Nick. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say the one thing I saw whenever Speed came out was like I saw people reacting to him, but the people I saw going crazy were like the 12-year-olds in the audience.
Yeah.
So imagine how many other fucking 12-year-olds he's reaching, and just being like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch fucking wrestling." Like he got destroyed. I love this guy Braun Breaker now. Like
I love
a new favorite.
So that was a good look for Braun Breaker. Yeah.
Man, great look, man. All those views, he's in those. So he's getting some of that juice too, and it's essential because, bro, I'm so tired of people talking about the attitude era of the being the pinnacle of what they remember with wrestling. I'm like, bro, that was 25 years ago, man.
It's funny. Cause you do talk to people and they be like, "Yeah, I watched when it was like Stone Cold and Rock and stuff." I was like, "Man,
that was 25 years ago. There's been so much wrestling that's been going on. Y'all done missed so much. Like, but I see people are slowly coming. Some people are coming.
They are,
back.
and they don't think it's good no more. I'm like, yo, it's good.
It is great.
It's good. I'll be like fighting like I work for WWE myself. I'm like, yo, it's really good now.
And part of that's because they have the roster has multiple stars on top. It's not a lonely island anymore with Cena and Reigns. Like, no, everybody is somebody. And so that's hey, they missing out. They need to come on back. It's a great time right now. Right now it's great. And I can say that it's the greatest it's been in a long time. I say it in at least 10 years. At least 10 years.
I agree. Like, I'll be looking forward, man, to coming home and watching Raw, man. Like, and knowing that I can start it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, we used to like just catch what we could catch, like, whether getting off of work or whatever. But now we can start this shit over. That's a beautiful thing.
Right.
Now here's a question. When you think about the talent that is there on the road, went through the training, or they developed themselves, through the Indies or Japan or whatever, and they see a Logan Paul come in, and again, my phrase is like a baby duck to water. It just comes in naturally, does his thing, but he is taking a spot from somebody. How do you feel about that? Should they be like, hey, at least he's helping to elevate the business, or should they be like, well, goddamn it, I did all this work and Logan Paul just waltzed in here and.
Be glad he's elevating the business, because the more Logan Paul grows and the more he grows that business, the more you might actually even get signed, just because it's like, we're doing so well, we need more people.
Yeah.
And you can't hate on like pure talent, man. Like I said, that he was going against Ray, right? Well, my man did like the springboard acai moonsault.
Yep.
I was like,
was it Ray?
Motherfucker right here.
Ricochet?
Was it Ray?
Was it Ricochet?
Oh, was it? I think it was Ricochet. I think it was a Ricochet match.
Oh, you talking about, yes, at SummerSlam. Springboard, when he hopped, turned around, did that back.
That was beautiful.
That shit right there, I was like, yo, this man loves this shit.
Because he doesn't have to do it.
Cause I was like, oh yeah, he's showing off at this point.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do it. You know what I mean? He obviously has a love and respect for, for the business. And that's why I think, at the end of the day, it's easier said than done, because we're not employees of WWE. We're not superstars. We're not in the position to be like, yo, dude, Jake Paul just came in and possibly took a spot or whatever. But just honestly, just how I live my life in any facet, it's like, bro, you just got to go in and do the best that you can. You know what I'm saying? And all right, where can I fit in that's going to help the grand scheme? You know what I mean? Everybody's not going to be, superstar. Everybody's not going to be able to get main event opportunity, or, you just have to play your role and, again, get in where you fit in. And it would be like, okay, if you feel like Logan's taking a spot, we'll go out and outshine him in whatever you have, whether it's
100%.
a segment, a match.
Yeah.
100%.
You know what I mean? At the end of the
It's
day.
like, bitch, you better start streaming.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And we was also talking about this too, Madison. We was like, yo, like, they wouldn't have gave Logan Paul that platform if they didn't think he was talented. So
100%.
I mean, mind you, it only helps that he is, he's viral, famous. That just is the cherry on top. But we're talking about a guy who's talented, who's put in the work, who is, mind you, it's not like he's going and he's undefeated. He's losing, what I mean? But it's just, premier matches, marquee matchups. But I just think at the end of the day, somebody that guys should be looking at, not necessarily studying, but just studying certain aspects of how is he able to get over so much, what I mean? Whether it's drawing heat, whether it's on the stream world, getting people to tap in with him, or just whatever it is. What is it that this kid has such a level of magnetism about it that people are, gravitating towards kids? So I think as this Jake Paul, I hate to say experiment, but as this experiment continues to go on, I just think he's just going to continue to do, big things. And the best thing for people to do is just sit back and enjoy the ride.
He has Mr. Perfect vibes in terms of being someone who can do a little bit of everything and do it well. You know what I mean? So do you think going forward with more people coming from the outside, should we just have a wait and see mentality? Should we be a little bit more open to outsiders coming in, celebrities, or should we still have our arms crossed and be like, hey, you got to show and prove first?
Oh, I'm gonna have my arms crossed every time somebody new show up.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm the same.
Because
way.
last thing I want is a nigga being like Lawrence Taylor doing 4 shoulder blocks off the second rope. Like, get out of here! I don't want that.
ridiculous.
I ain't gonna lie, I guess it's nostalgia. It's nostalgia, but it's got a special. Because my man was out of breath. He almost died.
I never liked that match. I fuck with
Bam Bigelow versus Bam Bam Bigelow.
I fuck with Bam Bam Bigelow. I just never liked that match.
That should not have been. That honestly, that was a terrible WrestleMania. Anyway,
it really
11.
was.
Yeah, 11 was nice.
I would rank that at my bottom 5.
Yeah,
for sure.
How do y'all feel about the Johnny Knoxville Sami Zayn match?
Get your hands over here, Jack.
That was way better than it should have been, just because it was entertaining. But even then, I was just like, why are we watching this?
Yeah. I was like, damn, this is a WrestleMania match though. But I'm like, I get it. You know what I mean? Mind you, you're getting some jackass, or
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I don't like it, but I get it.
If you come to the ring even looking like Johnny Knoxville, then I'm like bathroom bait.
Yeah.
Like this motherfucker had on like
You look like Andy Kaufman.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was going for.
Yeah, that's what he was going for.
It was what he was going for. I was like, this is terrible. He looks terrible.
I just thought about something though.
Sammy's a good one because he won.
Mm-hmm.
He had to win. If you would have lost that, I'm like, I mean, at the end of this wrestling, it's not like I don't think his career would have plummeted, but
Right. But it's funny because as much I remember you said it earlier, it's like wins and losses don't matter. Ultimately, no. But it's one of those things where it's like they do at the same time. Like I still be looking back, I'm like, that's kind of like you gotta I don't know. You gotta be willing to work with certain people.
right.
Yeah.
And take those losses. Just because it's gonna get your name out there, but I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about losing to celebrities in matches.
It can be damaging, depending. I mean, hell, John Cena got pinned by Kevin Federline, so didn't hurt.
Like
John
even
Cena.
Bad Bunny beat Damian Priest, but it took mad help to beat Damian Priest.
Well, Bad Bunny's
good. He's actually
Bad
good,
Bunny
though.
is good.
He's actually
But
good.
I was just kind of
nice,
using it as a celebrity example and shit.
But yeah. Who's your boy from
But Bad
Arrow?
Bunny is good. I like Bad Bunny.
Who's your boy from Arrow that was going against Cody Rhodes? What's it? Stephen
Armel.
Stephen Armel. He's actually
Stephen Amell can wrestle.
he can
Yeah,
wrestle.
he does. He like wrestles pretty frequently, actually.
Mm-hmm. So I'll give that to him.
I never watched that show Heels, but I know he does that. So
Yeah. Shout out to Heels. I love wrestling content programming.
Okay, so now I got to ask more about celebrities. Okay, Dennis Rodman,
Trash.
Yeah, that was trash.
Carmelo.
Malone. Trash.
fucking
Big
he
trash.
was just maybe if he was trash, but maybe
He
if
had-
he
he
gave
had
more
super
time, like
aura,
he
though.
literally just came off the NBA Finals, no time to even try to really.
I saw the backstory for that. That makes knowing that I'm like, okay, but both of them big doo-doo, big trash. But Rodman was so like if he never wrestled and he just would have came out with the NWO, oh my god, man, the
He
aura
matched.
That would have been cool.
like
He did that terrible spray paint job on the belt the second time.
terrible.
That shit looked
You
horrible.
don't need to, just fall back, smoke the cigar. You
Yeah.
just don't touch anything, don't do anything.
Just stand there and just be in the
Just stand
Rodman
there.
aura. All right, what about Kevin Green?
I like Kevin
Rest
Green.
in-
I like
rest in peace.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
What
He
did
wasn't
do?
like spectacular, but he
He
served his
feuded.
purpose.
He tagged with Mongo McMichael before Mongo
Yeah.
McMichael turned
He
on
used to
him.
play for the Carolina Panthers.
Play for the Panthers.
Oh, I know Kevin Green. I just don't remember him.
Yeah, he came in.
Yeah.
I didn't have cable as a kid, so I might have kind of missed that.
He teamed
Yeah,
with
because of
WCW.
he teamed with
he
Mongo
came, like-
against Flair and Anderson, I believe.
Yeah, like Kerry
Was
said,
it on
he
like
came in
Nitro and
Mongo.
No, it was Great American Bash.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, was it
tag.
like when Nitro was on TV?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
when it's how Mongo joined the Horsemen and he walked around with that Halliburton briefcase all the time.
Yeah, he betrayed
For some
Kevin
reason,
Green.
that one's not coming to me that well, but okay.
Yeah.
What's your boy from the Green Bay Packers? Reggie White.
Reggie White.
He wrestled too, if I recall. He did wrestle. He did. I forgot why and who, but he did.
He did.
Well, we might as well bring up the whole fucking WrestleMania 2 with all the goddamn
Shout out to Refrigerator Perry, man.
football players, the Chicago Bear, or it was a bunch of fucking
shout out to the
no-name
Fridge.
ass football players that if you go to back and look at them, none of them are good anymore, or none were ever good.
But look, I wanted to stress this. Okay, so not necessarily celebrities, but if you guys have noticed over the past couple of years, we're getting an influx of people who are not necessarily like, oh, I grew up I went to a wrestling academy. Like, nah, I'm a college basketball player. I got an NIL deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see what's good with this shit. You know what I mean? With wrestling, mind you, Bianca, Lash,
That's WWE's thing right now. That they cracked the code. They were like, oh, let's go get athletes and see if they got personality. Rather than let's go get these
Tiffany
motherfuckers.
Stratton, he was a gymnast, right? Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany was a gymnast.
Yeah, that's like to me it's such a for sure pipeline. You're gonna strike gold at some point. You know what I mean? And if you just have to cultivate some of that gold, like, all right, you might not be a born star, but we can make you into a star because you already have a good look, good physique, or your talk skills are, and I just think over the few years, you're going to have people that are just like, you might get somebody like, yo, let me just do a Jade Cargill, even though she hasn't officially made the move to Hollywood. The stars are already written for her in terms of what her next move is. Like, okay, use wrestling to get to a bigger platform. You'll see that, you know what I mean? And also you'll see people who are just, hey, let me give it a crack, to wrestling. Let me see what I can do. And I love this pipeline because I think that's why you're getting an influx in particular with the black talent, black ladies. That's why you're getting such a
NXT is like half NIL athletes.
Yeah, and
I
love it's crazy. Carter,
Kaden Carter.
Oh yeah, she did.
She played basketball.
American Ninja Warrior.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's not. You know where she played ball at, bro?
Katana Chance did American Ninja Warrior.
Kaden
Carter played basketball in college.
Do you guys know where she played ball at?
No.
Shaw University.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of here.
Shaw University.
I didn't know she played Shaw.
Shaw did and the only reason I knew this was because Shaw had, because I followed them on IG. I follow them and saying, of course, Raleigh Roots, you already know.
Represent.
But I followed Shaw, and they posted, it was something I think last year, maybe about Black History, but it was something commemorating people who have gone on to do great things, and they were Shaw alumni. And sure enough, she was up there, and I said, "Yo, this motherfucker was right here in Raleigh, North Carolina, at Shaw U."
That is dope. I like her even more now.
I did the same thing I said.
I mean, I like that tag team overall. They're great. They're just really small, but they are dope.
Kaden Carter is the shit though. I remember, she did the Mae Young Classic, and I was like, this little girl could wrestle. I remember that's when they were talking about all that she played basketball, but I didn't know it was Shaw though. That's cool as hell.
Shaw, you
cool.
there?
NC definitely got some representation in the wrestling industry, man. Look at Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman from Greensboro, right?
Represent.
I know he got that Carolina tattoo on right here.
He from some. It's some.
I thought it was Asheville. I thought it was more mountainy.
That's where FTR is from.
It's 2025. We got cell phones.
Right. Google.
Who else we got? Lash Legend played ball.
Cheryl's
we got
Ford.
FTR.
He's from Cheryl's
Ford.
Are we
talking about people from Carolina, or are we talking about NI?
From Carolina.
I'm just talking
Carolina. He is from Cheryl's Ford, North Carolina. I have
FTR.
no idea what that is.
I don't know.
I don't know where Cheryl's Ford is.
The Revival is Cheryl's Ford.
Where's Cheryl's Ford? That sounds like some shit.
Well, North Carolina's always been a hotbed for wrestling, so
that's Flair country. That's Flair country.
Yeah,
it's in Catawba County. Yeah.
The Helms, the Hardys, the FTRs.
Shout out to my guy C.W. Anderson too from ECW fame.
R-Truth. Yo, C.W. Anderson had a sick spine buster. His spine buster was crazy. He just had he just had a terrible look. That's all. He was a great wrestler.
I love this because he legit looked like an Anderson.
He looked like an Anderson. He looked like an Anderson.
He looked like an Anderson. I met him too. They had a wrestling film premiere, a documentary. I don't know if y'all boys checked it out. They were speaking about Dorton Arena.
Oh
yeah. Giants once were here. I think that's the name of it. Dope documentary. But I met CW at that. It was, matter of fact, like last year sometime, 2024. It was actually dope. And Gregory Helms, Hurricane, he was there too.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there. But it was dope. And I didn't know a lot of the history. I remember my uncle, rest in peace, who basically I think kind of put me on to wrestling. He always would just speak about, going to Dorton Arena, watching wrestling, watching Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, and all those guys at Dorton Arena. And mind you, as we're growing up, because we're pretty much all in the same age group, but as I'm growing up, Dorton Arena had it was kind of on the dwindle. It was an arena that we had. They used it for certain stuff, but it wasn't like this premier place like we see in bigger cities with arenas and things of that nature. So always imagine like, damn, what was it like seeing some of these WCW guys in particular come through Dorton Arena and watching them? But the history in North Carolina is incredible.
Back in the Crockett days, they were like there every single week. They would
Charlotte.
They would go to the WRAL TV station to shoot their promos and whatnot. Old school NWA was taped in that little TV studio, with one with all the little flags around it back in the like Ric Flair's Steamboat days. But yeah, North Carolina is synonymous with a lot of wrestling. North Carolina and South Carolina, that being. But since we got on this topic, oh shit, my boy Cedric Alexander, he's from NC.
Shout out to Ced, man.
Who's that guy he used to team? The guy he used to team with in Ring of Honor, who is on Ring of Honor. Caprice Coleman, NC. I've seen him at many North Carolina independent shows. Him and Cedric. Of course, Charlotte Flair's from there. I'm looking at all the wrestlers from North Carolina. Junkyard Dog.
Well, my aunt fucking was in a strip club one night and ran into Ric Flair, yo.
Fucking ridiculous.
Of course, she ran into Ric Flair at the strip club. Of course. Shannon Moore.
Oh yeah, Shannon. Yeah, that's how both of them got cool in Omega Wrestling.
Viscera. Rest in peace, Viscera.
Apparently, wow.
Let's see.
Where's he from?
I'm looking right now. Nelson Fraser Jr., going by his Wikipedia. He was born in Goldsboro.
Wow.
Goldsboro. No Way Jose.
What?
Really? Would have never guessed.
No Way Jose. Let's see. Where is he from?
Probably should be somewhere close.
Durham.
Told you.
Wow.
Told you.
Tatanka.
Why'd you be thinking?
I did know that. He's from Pembroke.
Okay.
Tatanka?
Michinoku?
No, Tatanka. Tatanka.
Tatanka. Oh, yeah. He's from Lumberton.
Pembroke, right? Lumberton.
Yeah, Pembroke.
Oh, that's fire. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's where they,
Cameron Grimes.
I knew that.
Yeah, we knew that, yeah.
Braun Strowman, of course. AJ Styles. I thought he was from Georgia.
I thought he was from Georgia, too.
I think he was born here and moved to Georgia.
Jacksonville,
North Carolina?
Yep, Jacksonville, North Carolina.
He's a military kid.
Military kid, yep. Vince McMahon was born in Charlotte.
Yeah, he went to ECU.
Went to ECU, yep.
Mm-hmm. For all the listeners, we're a bunch of North Carolina boys, so we're just representing Atlantic Coast Conference.
Rest in peace, JYD.
Rest in peace, JYD.
Vanceboro.
Tessa Blanchard. I don't know if you have seen her wrestle. She's really good. That's Tully Blanchard's daughter. She's really good. Controversial.
She's racist.
Kind of racist, but she's good.
Get your ass out of here, Jack.
That's racist.
Love Tessa Blanchard.
Okay, who? Oh, Ron Kill. Okay, R-Truth. I knew that. He's from Charlotte.
Right, Charlotte.
Camille. You haven't seen her gold. She is in AEW. She's hurt right now. She was on NWA Power for a bit.
Yeah.
Andre Chase. Did you know that, Nick? I knew that. He was in the Bravado. He was in the Bravado Brothers. Yeah.
Where's he from?
He is from
Charlotte, I think.
He is from Eden.
Eden.
Wow, that's crazy, yo.
Crazy. I've been to Eden before too.
This is really okay. I know Ricky Steamboat lived in Charlotte. I don't know if he's from Charlotte, but his son, Richie Steamboat, who never took off, North Carolina. Cody Rhodes is from Charlotte. Carl Anderson. Yeah, Carl. Yeah, his Dusty son. He grew up in the Carolina as well. Charlotte, North Carolina.
Carl.
Yep. Charlotte, North Carolina. New Jack.
Where?
I thought he's from New York.
New Jack is from Greensboro.
Wow.
Get out of here.
That actually don't surprise me now.
Really?
Say that. Yeah, for
I
some
can
reason.
see it, but I don't. I can see it, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
Not New Jack. I didn't want nothing country about him whatsoever.
Yo, the coolest thing about New Jack, my man theme music played the whole time he was kicking your ass, bro.
Natural Born Killers by Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. That was my shit.
Shout out to New Jack. Shout out to Paul for allowing him to use that, because thanks to New Jack, that is the only way that I ever heard that song, because especially like coming up until like teenage years, it was just mostly whatever mainstream, like I didn't have somebody put me on to mix tapes or put me on to like the exclusive stuff. It's just kind of like whatever the mainstream is kicking out or whatever I can see on BT to a degree, MTV. That's all it was. So I didn't even know about something like Natural Born Killers. And when that theme song came on, I'm just like, damn, this shit tough.
Yeah.
And then learning, okay, Ice Cube,
Ice Cube
Dr.
and Dre.
Dre, Reunion track,
Yep.
Helter Skelter album, never coming out.
Never came out.
Tupac in the music video, learn like
With
that
the
was
sniper
because
rifle.
of New Jack.
Yep.
With the sniper rifle,
With the
which is
sniper
crazy.
rifle.
Damn, that could have been an actual, little mini movie what they did. But yeah, it like that. Like I always rock with New Jack because I'm like, damn, mind you, wearing Tupac rest in peace shirts, wearing the what's now cool, those retro vintage shirts. He was wearing that in the ring, and that was like, mind you, even though it's ECW, it wasn't WCW or WWF, WWE, whatever. It was still dope to see somebody like represent the culture, you know what I mean? And in that fashion, because we weren't getting that in the big two. So to see somebody like New Jack not only have one of the craziest hip hop songs, but just being hip hop regalia, you know what I mean? For
100%. Yeah, for
like
Teagues.
that, like,
Yeah. He was
come
special.
on, man, rest
in
New
peace.
Jack, man.
Rest in peace,
New Jack, man.
to New Jack.
Yeah.
Did you know that Miles Bourne from NXT, he's from North Carolina?
I could see that.
Looks like Randy Orton. Wrestles like Randy Orton. But he is not Randy Orton.
But he is, hey, this is one of these is not alike.
Do y'all remember a short stint of Jackson Riker? He was beating up Elias last time we saw him.
Yep, JAXON.
JAXSON. Derek Jackson's.
Hey, you got it.
brother.
The WWE's gonna make sure they spell it like some type of in that style, that fashion.
So he's from Hickory.
Okay, HKY out there in the 704.
So yeah, out there. I'm trying to look. Not many other people that. Oh, Firebreaker Chip. I don't know if you remember Todd Champion and Firebreaker Chip. One was
Who was
a
his tag team
firefighter.
partner? Todd Champion.
Todd Champion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when they had the U.S. tag titles. I remember that when I was a kid.
WCW in that era, that's probably one of my favorite eras of WCW was that time period right there. Big Josh, Z-Man.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, Z-Man. Oh,
Yeah.
Sweet Stan. Yeah, he died a long time ago, actually.
Tom Zink died?
Tom Zinks. Yeah, he passed away, unfortunately.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Sweet Stan Lane from the Midnight Express. He's from North Carolina.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, there's a lot of that makes me feel good. There's a lot of great talent came out of our state. That's a good little segment right here.
It to me, even with the TNA thing, it's just, bro, we got to live in a state of reality of like, okay, hey, WWE is the head dog in this field, just like the NBA is the head dog in their field.
Yeah.
NFL is the head dog. Mind you, it's a lot of different sub leagues and things of that nature, but at the end of the day, that's the pinnacle. All right, so WWE, knowing the, I hate to say it, kind of it's not as it was, but that monopoly that they have in terms of TV and the best of merch and all that stuff. So my thing is, as a smaller promotion, this isn't the 90s and the early 2000s anymore. You know what I mean? You want the companies to thrive, and you want to make sure that these wrestlers, whether it be benefits, insurance, whatever the case may be, that they're provided for, given their service. So it's like, if you have a small company, it's just like a label. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the end all be all isn't to sign with a major, but if there's an opportunity where it's like, hey, we can connect with another entity and it'll help us, it's like, why not? So Evolve, why not? TNA, why not? Why not, connect with the monopoly that is WWE, and, you know what I mean? Kind of use some of that rub.
I can tell you why not before. His name was Vince and last name McMahon.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's funny because Vince is like, he's somebody like, the saying, hey man, this needs to be studied. No, Vince McMahon needs to be studied because we've never seen anything like him. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like we've never seen a figure like this, and everything that he's done on the good side, and then also on the bad side, like, it's not surprising because a lot of men in power, they do things like this, but
Yeah.
It's just the fact of, to me, Vince never was Mr. McMahon, a character. He was just Vince. Hey, this is a little slice of who I am. I'm just turning it up for TV. But low key, yeah, I got people really kissing my ass. I really got, obviously from what we saw, females, you know what I mean, giving it up crazy to Vince and passing them around to, you know what I mean, the staff. Like, just hearing what we heard, that shit was crazy, man. And I think the fact that Vince era is past us, and the fact that we're actually able to see that the Vince era without him dying, passed on, I think that's incredible, man. I think when we're like in our 60s, we're gonna be like, damn, we actually saw the downfall of Vince McMahon in real time.
Yeah, that's
So-
crazy.
so
And
who- I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay. Sorry. Go ahead, Cole.
I was gonna say, like, one of the things that they always saying on that documentary, everybody was saying Vince was being himself. That's Vince
I
McMahon.
agree.
Like, they say he was not acting. So
I agree.
yeah,
I definitely agree. You know what I mean? Even from him, all do-rag Vince. You know what I'm saying? Vince was probably like, yo, I've always wanted, mind you, I see all these black guys have on do-rags. I've always wanted to, from probably the 70s all the way down to the 2000s, he's probably always wanted to have some type of, you know what I mean, some type of swag with him when it comes to, the culture, you know what I mean, black culture. So for him, it was like, yo, I'm gonna live vicariously through this character. People gonna think I'm joking, but now I'm dead ass serious. I really want to do all the stuff. I want to wear a do-rag. You know what I mean? I want to hit the little bop when I come down to the ring. Vince, he lives his fantasies, I think, out through his character. And that's one thing that I think, like, it was beneficial, but then also the repercussions of that. Because it's like, I hope that's not how you actually are in real time. Bro, what? Illegitimate child storylines. Like, I mean, just killing yourself.
yeah, it got a little crazy.
Fighting with God in a tag team match.
See, I told Nick about that.
Remember Shawn Michaels and God.
Shawn Michaels and
against,
God versus Vince and Shane. That shit was
Bro,
crazy.
what?
Ridiculous.
Bro, what?
Fucking ridiculous.
That exactly. That was fucking ridiculous. Like what?
Yeah,
Yeah, Vince is on one.
he's on one. But
He's definitely on one.
So I talked to Gold and Nick about this, Madison. But let me ask you, how do you feel about who's more disgraced? Who's more important? Who's more disgraced? Vince McMahon or Puff Daddy? The most important person in wrestling ever, and then one of the most important people in hip hop ever, and also the most disgraced.
I honestly, and it's crazy because I don't necessarily think it should be a disgraceful thing, but I think probably I'm gonna say Puff. With Puff, you know what I mean, you're having acts of violence against other people, multiple people, miss money management in terms of people not getting paid. We've heard stories about Vince overpaying people that did not or did deserve pay or whatever, but never we've heard, oh, Vince jerked me. You know what I mean? He still owes me bread for such and such. I have heard little rumblings of like with royalties and stuff, but for the most part, not on the level of how Puff was. So Puff kind of has multiple angles of where people like look at him in a negative light, while Vince kind of is like his angles aren't. He doesn't have as many. Again, in my opinion, as Puff. So I would say Puff would be probably the most disgraced.
Yeah.
Because it was like you would hear people say, "Oh, we ain't got paid at all with Puff."
I mean, we for years we've heard that for over multiple decades that Puff has not paid me for X, Y, and Z service, and that's just, again, like I said, Vince. I've heard multiple stories of, oh yeah, Vince, whether it's Ultimate Warrior kind of holding up Vince, for bread in terms of matchups and things that he's owed, or whether it might be Kevin Nash and Scott Hall working things into their contract in terms of merch sales and various stuff like that. Hogan, overpaying. Vince is like, here, I got money, throw it at you. But again, we've never heard someone say, yo, Vince, he owes me money. Or at least loudly, we haven't heard someone say that. So again, that's why I'm like, I would definitely say,
Puffy.
Puff, and it's crazy that during this era that we're able to see that a downfall of two very pivotal men in our lives and in the culture, and just to see their downfalls, it's actually kind of crazy.
It is.
Yeah, it's very crazy, especially since I don't think Puffy had any idea of what the digital transformation that we're in now with social media. I think a lot of people from the 80s, 90s, are just hoping that the shoe don't drop for them. Because back in the day, I don't think they ever imagined we would have what we have now. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But
I absolutely agree. A lot of them not thinking that, certain things will come to light,
Mm-hmm.
And again, just in the digital world that we're in, a lot of things tend to, seek their ways to the light from the dark. So I know a lot of people clutching their pearls. You know what I mean? We've seen some names, on both sides, Puff and Vince. We've seen some names like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
And also there's people like, oh, you must have known what was going on. You must have known.
So that's a whole nother can of worms.
Right.
That's a whole nother can of worms. Like Puff Daddy, for example, you know who he was hanging with back in the day. So like, all right, all these other people suspects, what do you know? But then when it comes to Vince, there's Triple H, his daughter, Shane.
Yeah.
The only person in Vince McMahon's case is John Laurinaitis. That's it. And Brock Lesnar. That's why we ain't seen Brock Lesnar in a minute. And probably won't.
That was the name I was shocked to see was to see Brock.
Yeah.
Just because, at the end of the day, Brock, he was caught up, but then again, going back to opening those cans of worms, who else? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, there might have been other names involved, but they just happened to, maybe had their tracks clean or, maybe, who knows what the factors could be. But it's just, again, and it's crazy that we're discussing this because these similarities are just, they're so strikingly similar.
Hip hop and wrestling.
Vince and Puff, like, again, and shout out to Raps Like Wrestling. That's why, something that I coined years ago. These are the exact reasons, what I'm saying? Again, that power, ego, these are things that sometimes can drive people in power to do, heinous things. And just to hear the things that have come to the light for these two, it's just, it's sad because again, these were men that were revered, you know what I mean, in our walks of life, whether it was music or whether it was wrestling. And again, to hear those things is, it's tragic.
Yeah, because I can't even debate it when it comes to Vince. He is the most important man in professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
I can't.
We wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here without him.
It's not Jim Crockett. It's not Vern Gagne. It is Vince.
Shout out to them, but they didn't take it. They didn't take it to where Vince took it.
Right. But yeah, man.
Madison, shout out what you got going on, man. Like what you got. I know you got the Skinny Tony album coming out. Like what else you got going on, bro?
Really, that's that, bro. I'm every month putting out a project every month, man.
Oh wow. Yeah,
I just think it's gonna accomplish a few things. For one, it's just a challenge to myself. Just because I'm I come from y'all know the era that I come from, that we came up in. So it's like I'm really used to that type of release. Hey, not necessarily every 2 years, because usually I'll work my projects extensively. So it's not like, oh, I just drop and chill. It's like, nah, I'll probably work it for like a year and a half. Then on to the next project, so on and so forth. So the fact that I'll be creating, on a quicker level, and promoting, shooting content, videos, things of that nature, it's a challenge to myself, but then also it's a treat to, my fans. Just more or less like, you guys are getting, you're getting the best of me at this level of the game. Just cause like fucking 12 projects in a year. I've studied the artists who have done that, and that's kind of my blueprint, my standard of how I'm trying to go. Currency in 09, Charles Hamilton, 09, Gucci.
Hamilton. Look, you're a real hip hop head if you say Charles Hamilton, bro. People don't know who he is, bro.
The thing is Charles' first wave, bro, when he was on that Sonic wave real heavy. To me, that shit was so different. Like, I wasn't more or less it wasn't the music, it just was the movement. Like
Yeah.
he really fucked with Sonic. Like you knew that the way he flipped certain titles, you know what I mean, even incorporating it into the actual music. I always fuck with Charles just off the strength of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something admirable. Like, and he was consistently releasing this dope, different music. Like I said, that shit just was incredible to me, and I hate how his career panned out, but you know, everything happens for, you know, as it's supposed to. But I'm just like, damn, it's crazy. If Charles would have came out now, he probably would be like an internet, you know, he would be a viral darling, you know what I mean? Because there's more Charles Hamiltons now, you know, than it was back then. But yeah, man, I for me, bro, it's just get these projects out, and you know, God forbid if I just decide to hang it up, or you know, something happens. Hey, you guys, not only just the catalog that I released over through the years, but you guys had this epic 1-year run of just straight music, and that's kind of where I at least have something in my legacy and my list of things. I want to have this run as one of those.
Well, I want to give you your flowers, brother. Like, one of the most hardest working people I know. Like personally, one of the most people that is definitely pushing the culture. And hats off to you, man. I mean that. Big respect.
I appreciate you, that. You've been, you know, we've been around each other for quite a few years. You know, quite a few years, probably a decade, a decade or more. And to see how the scene has grown, and just even with your, you know, your comeback now, and just we're dropping the freestyles and seeing the evolution and growth from both of us. I think that it's stuff like that, bro. I stress this like extensively, music to my peers, one-on-one, whatever, but we have to celebrate these wins, as especially as a Raleigh NC hip hop culture, and as NC hip hop culture. We have to celebrate these wins, man, because we can't just because, oh, X, Y, and Z, it should be overlooked or swept under the rug. It's like, nah, bro, we celebrate these musical releases. We celebrate consistently longevity. We celebrate motherfuckers leveling up musically. We just, you know, celebrate that and support that, because we are the culture. We are the history. You know what I'm saying? We're not waiting for it to be made. We're making it. So with that being said, it's just, you know, same way flowers to you, bro. You know what I mean? Just for being S-Dot, staying true to who you are, staying true to the culture. You know what I mean? Whatever that means, because I always be like, what the fuck? This is a vast culture, you know what I mean? But, you know, when we, you know, it's an unwritten, you know what I mean, thing. But just, you know, and always just thank you for your support, you know what I mean, throughout the years. Never an ounce of hate. It's always been love from you, bro. And I just always reciprocate that back. So I just want to salute and tip my hat to you, and tip my hat to you guys, the fellas, man. You got to understand, we're like fucking anomalies in this world. We're black men. We like wrestling and we like hip hop. And when you combine all those elements together, man, it's greatness all across the board, because we grew up in a time where we didn't see us talking about this, you know what I mean? So the fact that we're up here and we're able to give our thoughts precisely and concisely, you know what I mean, for motherfuckers to, you know, get their brains sparking on this thing with wrestling, man, it's beautiful. And I just want to see more of it. I want to be a part of more of it, because it's something that I saw 2009 till now. So I just want to appreciate you guys for having me up here, and just whatever you need from me anytime. I'm here, and I'm here.
Right now you're checking out the SOP.
Hip hop and wrestling.